Hey, what's up, collecting crew, and welcome. This is Hot Talk episode 24. Just a minute here. Hear myself. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, Hot Talk episode 24. I'm Jay Feezy, and this is Feezy's Figures. For those of you tuning in live, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. I'll address the chat here in a second. But for those of you that are new, first of all, thank you for stopping by and giving me an opportunity to see what this channel, what I'm all about here, and tune in just for your time in general. So for those of you that aren't familiar, I'll have timestamps in the description below to the figures I'll be discussing. In this stream, in this episode, it's going to be mostly announcements. So Hot Talk, Hot Toys, figures, news, releases, announcements. And so, yeah, a lot more announcements in this one, just kind of similar to previous episodes. There's a lot of going on. This is the weekend of the cons. So we got SDCC going on right now in San Diego, California. And then we also got, let me see if I get this right, HCGHK. So it's Anycom Games Hong Kong. So, or the anime video game festival that's taking place in Hong Kong. So yeah, I believe that's also taking place this weekend. So yeah, a couple of cons going on this weekend. A lot of news in general, a lot of figure news on multiple fronts. So I'm looking to cover maybe some of those in the future episode of Figure Lowdown. There's the other live stream / video series where I discuss other figures of multiple scales outside of Hot Toys and art and things like that, outside of the major players. So that's the ones that are maybe not as well known. I usually discuss on Figure Lowdown. So that's that. But yeah, again, thank you all for tuning in. It's just me for now. It's all good. If that's I'll hold it down, and we may or may not get some panelists in, but no worries. If not, we'll just breeze right through this. So let me address the chat here real quick. We got Commander Green attention on the deck. Commander Green, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. We got Universal Key in the house. Thank you for coming through, Universal. Evening, everyone. Good evening. And then, of course, friend of the channel, the legend Ben Thomas. What is up, my friend? The Ben Thomas Show. Of course, Let's Get Nuts every Sunday. Stay tuned to see if he'll be doing a show tomorrow. Friend of the channel, so like I said, be sure to check out that section of my YouTube channel, and you'll find his link in there to his YouTube channel. So yeah, Ben Thomas, thanks for joining, buddy. Hopefully you're doing well and you're having a good weekend. So yeah, for those of you tuning in, hopefully you're having a good weekend. For those of you watching on the replay, whatever day it is, hopefully you're having a good day and a good week. Let's see. All right, so since I am solo for now, let me know how everything is coming through. Again, tech issues. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of that going around recently. So I think I have everything good, but please in the chat, keep me honest. Let me know if the audio is coming in, the music is not too loud, or if the music's fluctuating in the background, all that jazz. I may go in and out because of connection issues. That's out of my control, so I apologize in advance if I do. Hopefully I'll come back and it won't be out too long. So yeah, I just apologize in advance. Hopefully that is not the case, knock on wood. But yeah, thanks for the feedback, Commander Green. Appreciate that and appreciate you. And yeah, okay, with that, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump right into it. I don't think I forgot anything, but all right, here we go. First up, surprise release here. Man, this came like quick. We have James Bond, Daniel Craig, No Time to Die here. So yeah, I forgot to put up the announcement date, but I think it was like, I did talk about this in the previous episode, Hot Talk episode 23. So I'll put that link in the description below. Also, if you want to go reference that, where we go into detail about this discussion of this announcement. And so, yeah, any other links or videos that I mentioned, or any other resources or anything like that, you can find that in the description below after I do this stream here. But yeah, really surprised, especially considering since the Tux version of this same character, this Bond, was announced first, and the Commando outfit came out, was announced second, but the Commando outfit came in first. So that was kind of a surprise there. So yeah, at first I thought that this was the quickest Hot Toys general release that Hot Toys has released, but then shout out to Profi, he reminded me that Deadpool also was quick. I knew he was quick, but I didn't realize, I think he might have been quicker. I forgot to compare the days. So they may be pretty similar there on from announcement to release. So yeah, really, really quick. Usually exclusives, Hot Toys exclusive variants, things like that, those come out pretty soon because of the fact that they're variants, right? And they don't need to do anything new. They're just basically repainting or altering some aspect of the figure, and so they're able to push it out quicker than a normal general release. So yeah, this is really surprising. But let me know in the chat or comments if there are any others besides this one and Deadpool that were quick releases as well. Nothing off the top of my head, and I didn't have enough time to go back and do a deep dive on which figures there were. But yeah, so let's see. So the previous episode of Hot Talk, I didn't have a price yet. It wasn't even up for pre-order. Then this one, it's up and we got a price. So the USD, and this is set to come out everywhere else. You know, should start shipping soon. It's already released right in Hong Kong, but Sideshow has a release window of August to December of this year. So definitely look for that in the coming months if you did have this on pre-order. Other than that, yeah, I didn't have anything else. I do have, of course, as always, the slide of the proto versus the final. I know some people were saying that when we got the announcement, when we received the announcement from Hot Toys, that was going to be that was already going to be the final of what the final was gonna be because of how close that release window was, and so at least of the Tux version, right? So so I haven't actually took the time myself to compare. So you'll get my reactions here, my sincere reactions when I look at those slides. I just threw them together. I didn't actually have time to clearly look at them both, but I'm just going through the blogger photos here. And yeah, to be honest, they look pretty similar to the prototype announcement photos. But overall, like I said, yeah, this one would be better for me. Actually, I'd even compare those photos. I wonder if they're they're just reusing the same photos for the announcement since it's so close together, and they just threw a different watermark in the background. They just added this 007 because some of these do look familiar. I don't know. I probably should have done that ahead of time. But let me know, yeah, again in the chat or the comments if these are the same. If you notice some the same figure poses, or they look to be the same from the prototype announcement photos to these blogger photos here. But yeah, it's already up for pre-order, like I said, or it's up to order. Let me go ahead and jump to the proto versus the final here. Here we go. So proto on the left, final on the right. Again, apologies, I didn't get a chance to. I usually try to lighten either the final or the protos. Or I should say brighten a little more, because sometimes the bloggers or the photographers tend to darken some of them, and it's kind of hard to tell the details on some of the figures on these photos. So yeah, proto on the left and final on the right here. The final is has more light, so it has more it's kind of more into picture here. And just initial glance, really just taking a step back and looking at these, they appear to be the same. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys let me know what you think. Again, the lighting is just, there's more lighting on the final in those photos. I didn't touch up anything. I just copied and pasted and enlarged it. So yeah, these should be how the photographer took them. But yeah, on initial glance, they do in fact appear to be the same. But you guys know me. I'm not one to nitpick all the minor details and catch every single thing. To me, I'm just as long as it's pretty close to, either the representation or the proto, I'm good. So yeah, others may have a more keen eye on these things, but yeah, from what I can see, they appear to be the same. So yeah, let me actually take a look at the chats and see what you guys are saying here. And thank you again for all those tuning in right now live. I appreciate you, of course. Always your time is always appreciated. Thanks for coming through and spending the weekend with me here. Let's see, MB Dyson in the house. Miles Bennett Dyson, thank you for coming through, my man. Hello all, he says. An OG fan, my God, the original when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Hello everyone, thank you for coming through, good sir. Let's see. Oh, he's also MB Dyson also saying battling Spider-Man was pretty quick also. Yeah, maybe you might be right. Like I said, I haven't done a deep dive, so that could be another contender. Jogron 2 Lane, what is up, my man? Hey Fiza, how you doing? Doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's just a little hectic today, so yeah, I was running a little behind, but I'm good now. I'm streaming with you guys, discussing figures, so we're all good, man. We're all good. More Superman for you. What is up? Thank you for coming through. More Superman. I don't think I've seen it before, but I appreciate you coming through and stopping by and just saying hi in the chat. I know some people just come and stop by and they'll just watch, but you took it a step further and you said hi, so thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. See, Jogwan 2 saying, so I did my first PO from this round of figure announcements. Did the one no one is going for? Oh, Kamen Rider. Yeah, we're gonna look at. Nice. Okay, so we got another Kamen Rider fan. I know you and Local Lou. Shout out to Local Lou's. Sometimes he'll come on here, friend of the channel. He's a Kamen Rider fan as well. So it looks like we got another one. I know that one's not as big, but Well, at least here in the States, right? But I mean, worldwide, it may have a bigger following. So we'll definitely look at those real quick because those were also released here. But thanks for coming through again, Lane. All right. So yeah, I didn't have anything else. Again, just real quick, just because like we just recently discussed this figure, this No Time to Die James Bond commando outfit. And so again, if you want to hear our discussions on this, our thoughts, take a look at or catch a replay for episode 23 of Hot Talk there. Okay, so going on to the next one. Speaking of Kamen Rider, right? Let me see here. All right, so yes, Kamen Rider Black, another one that we discussed in the previous episode. Again, another quick turnaround, similar to James Bond. I think it was slightly longer, maybe by a few days or a week or so. And I forget when it was actually announced, but it was within the month. So another quick turnaround for this one too. So this is Kamen Rider Black from Kamen Rider Black, the show within Local Lu again. He educated me and some others here on the panel in the previous episode about the history of Kamen Rider. And I'm not too familiar. I'm vaguely familiar. I did some research on some previous Kamen Rider figures that Hot Toys announced, and that we'll actually touch on here in a little bit. But yeah, so this wasn't really my jam. But again, I know there's some fans out there, Jaguaron 2 being one of them. So I didn't have a price on that previous episode, but this one, like I said, is up now for pre-order on Sideshow at least. So $270 USD for this one. And again, I wasn't planning on discussing too much into this one because, like I said, we just discussed this, and there's really nothing to compare as far as Proto versus Final because there's no head sculpt on this one. So yeah, again, congrats to all you Kamen Rider fans out there to add to your collection because, yeah, they're stepping up. Hot Toys is stepping up their Kamen Rider game because they have the Kamen Rider Black Sun that they've done a couple of versions of those. They had the OG Kamen Riders that we'll take a look at again, like I said, here in a couple of figures in a couple of seconds, or a couple of minutes, I should say. But yeah, they're stepping it up. A couple of motorcycles as well. So yeah, really catering to those Kamen Rider fans, which is awesome. Again, love to see that variety from all IPs to bring something to a fan. To those of you who are fans of these types of figures and just characters that don't get enough representation in 1/6. So I know there's some that Hot Toys could still do, but at least it's cool to see that they're making some figures to appeal to some of those fans. And yeah, this is from what I've seen, there's a big following for this as well. I originated in Japan, so yeah, really cool to see. Again, episode 23 of Hot Talk, we discussed the announcement of these, and so check that out to hear our thoughts more on this. So again, here's a tease of the next figure that was released. So this was Kamen Rider Black, and of course, the other figure released, Kamen Rider Shadow Moon from Kamen Rider Black. So also another one from Kamen Rider Black. His counterpart, the counterpart to Kamen Rider Black is Shadow Moon, and same price, $270 USD. But yeah, we'll go through a couple of photos here just to kind of. These are the blogger photos of this as well. And yeah, it does look cool. It does look interesting. Another kind of Ranger type Super Sentai character, right? Another iteration of those types of heroes or that genre. Bug related, obviously Grasshopper, for those that aren't familiar. It was a show that originated back in the 70s and went through multiple iterations and spin-offs. Multiple, there's shows, movies. I believe at one point there was a musical opera or a musical or something. And I do have a lot of the 112 figures from SH Figuarts just because of the costumes. I love it. Like I said, I'm not familiar, but I really loved the costumes and the colors. All the colors that they have and the different designs of the suits, the different Kamen Riders, they really popped. It was really cool. So yeah, a lot of variety. If that's something you're looking for, I would suggest taking a look at those SH Figuarts. They haven't made them in a while, so I think they stopped. But when they were doing them, there was a lot. I mean, they made a lot of in the 112 scale. So yeah, this is now coming to 1/6 scale. So we'll see how deep they go with this line, because there's already, like I said, quite a few. So I'm curious to see how much farther Hot Toys is going to take this, and how the variations that the different suits are going to do, because so far it seems like they've only done the OGs and the Kamen Rider Black iteration. So the Black Sun and then the Black here, the Kamen Rider Black. So we'll see how deep they go. So yeah, that was Shadow Moon. Again, $270 USD. Kamen Rider Black, $270 USD as well. And then of course I didn't the motorcycle to accompany Kamen Rider Black, the Battle Hopper. which I forgot to pull up photos of that, but coming right, maybe they're in some of these blogger photos here. No, I don't think they are. But that also released, and that the motorcycle, the Battle Hopper, is $300 USD. So that is available as well. And that was the same kind of same situation that the Kamen Rider Black Sun had, right? It was Black Sun, and then he had his version of a motorcycle. Again, we discussed this in the previous episode of Hot Talk, so be sure to check that out to get more info on that. All right, so let's see here. Before I move on, let me address the chat here. Let's see here. Jogron saying, well, I love the old Master Rider Saban and have seen Kamen Rider Black and Kamen Rider RX sequel series. Okay, there, yeah, it's definitely more than I've seen. Yeah. Multiple iterations. Just getting Kamen Rider Black though, not Shadow One. Oh, okay, interesting. So I'm guessing that one just didn't. You weren't feeling that one. You want to stick with the main heroes. I'm guessing on that. We got Geo, the movie canon, in the house. What is up, Geo? Thank you for coming through, my man. Also a friend of the channel, so be sure to check out his channel when you get a chance. Link in my friends of the channel section. He'll be doing Figures Talk on Sunday, special edition of Figures Talk on Sunday, since he didn't do it yesterday, which was the 25th. So where are we at? Right now we're at the July 26th. So yeah, he'll be doing his tomorrow, the 27th, July 27th. So tune in if you're interested. Catch that on in his channel, the Movie Can. Thanks for coming through, Gio. Let's see here. Jogron saying Black Sun was a remake of this Kamen Rider series. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember Loco Lou mentioned that as well. Previous panelists had mentioned that. Let's see here. Valkyrie Magnus in the house, another friend of the channel. Thank you for coming through, my man. Say, hey, Peasy and friends, have a great stream. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hopefully you're able to join us next time. Blue Tattoo, what is up, my guy? Blue. You're my boy, Blue. Hey, everyone, he says. Another friend of the channel. You can catch him on Collector's Figure every Monday with his brother to complete the duo Blue Beam, S-Beam, on S-Beam's channel. Collector's Figure every Monday. Thanks for coming through, Blue. Let's see. Yep, I got Lane or Jogron 2 educating the chat. Appreciate that, Lane. Sharing information. Let's see, Jogron saying, I may try to get the Black Sun Battle Hopper to put with this Kamen Rider figure. Okay, yeah. Again, Battle Hopper is the motorcycle that accompanies the Black Sun or just the Kamen Rider Black figures. Okay, all right. Now, going on to the next one here. Okay, now, so those were the releases. Oh, and real quick, actually, I forgot to pull up some photos. There are some other figures that went up for pre-order. They weren't released, but I do have. So we're gonna go on to the announcements, actually. So before I get ahead of myself, we got some updates on some announcements. So the Hot Toys Fantastic Four figures, which I enjoyed, by the way. I saw the movie and I enjoyed it. Saw it in IMAX, which was awesome. I suggest going if you can, because they did expand the ratio to fill the whole screen. It looked like, from what I recall, the duration of the whole movie, it wasn't like, where they reduced the aspect ratio, so it's not as wide. It seemed like, from what I remember, like it fit the whole legit IMAX screen, which was awesome. But yeah, anyways, I was just kind of killing some time here while I pull up the photos. Let me go to the... Yeah, it's just real quick, just like I said, because like when I discussed them previously, they weren't up for pre-order. Now they are up for pre-order. Here we go. Okay, so Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch, is still not up, but we did get the remaining 3 that are up for pre-order. So Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, just the figures themselves, they're each 290 USD. Each of them come with Each of them come with Herbie, so you can either get Mr. Fantastic or Mr. Fantastic with Herbie, and the same thing for Invisible Woman, or Invisible Woman with Herbie. So there's they each have 2 SKUs, right? One with and one without Herbie. So the one without Herbie is 290 USD. The versions with Herbie are 320 USD. And then Thing also went up for pre-order. He is available for 295 USD. And then I don't have a photo here, but Galactus also went up. The first in the soft and Hot Toys' soft buy or soft vinyl line, and that is 315 USD, which is more or less about, I think it was like $10 more than I estimated. I was estimating around 305. but it ended up being 315. So yeah, 315 USD for Galactus. All of those are estimated to ship Q3 to Q4 of 2026 next year. So again, we're still waiting on Johnny Storm, Mr. Flame on himself. So I don't know what's going on with that one. Maybe they're still waiting. I know the speculation was to avoid spoilers. They're probably waiting for a little bit. So, but yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. So anyways, just updates on those figures. If you want to catch the actual discussion on these figures, again, episode 23 of Hot Talk, I'll put that link in the description below to kind of hear on those. And I also did a clip. So I'm starting to do Hot Talk clips where I just take a clip of my previous streams to kind of make it for easier to people, just if they just want to catch like a certain section. It's not all sections of a stream, it's just specific ones. So for instance, the Fantastic Four, I just clipped that because there was a good, almost like half the stream portion of that where we just talked about Fantastic Four figures. So I just made that a clip and uploaded it as a video. And so if you see HT clip, for those of you that are wondering what that is, that's what it is. I'm just taking portions of a Hot Talk stream and then putting them up as separate videos for those who just want to consume those portions that way. So again, I'm only kind of I'm picking and choosing. Honestly, I'm not doing them all just because it'll be time consuming, but also some of them may not even be worth it. Or I think there may not be interest. But if there's anything you want to see, like a clip of, feel free to let me know in the chat or the comments, of course. And I'll see if I can make a video of that. But all right, before I go on, ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest panelist here joining me. You may know him as 12-inch Moose Dream. Moose, thank you for coming through. Moose.
Yeah, buddy, I need your help. You need some help, buddy. I'm gonna give you some help. I like you.
It's okay, yeah. No, it's all good.
Doing,
but thank you for joining, man. Good, man. Good. How you doing? How's your Saturday going so far?
Wonderful. I was with Mario a little while ago. Talking to him on his stream. I got into that. This morning I picked up a couple of figures at my post office. I got Jin Urso, Imperial of Disguise, and I got congrats. The K2. Yeah, thank you. And K2SO was part of that deal. So I got a good deal, I thought, on them. I don't know if you guys follow money or anything like that. How much it costs. These figures.
I don't know.
I know they had Jin Urso is expensive, and so I think I thought I made a good deal.
Yeah, man. Well, congrats again. Yeah, I know that's like a highly sought after figure, and hopefully they do a 2.0 because I think I might, depending on how it comes out, I might want to grab one of those. I can use a Jin Urso in my collection. But yeah, congrats again, Moose.
It's it's like, so I don't know. They're probably gonna do her again. You see, I think I'm doing something. Probably. I sacrifice myself for the whole community. And see, until I buy something like that, it won't go 2.0 because I bought an Alien Big Chap. And what's coming out now? Alien Big Chap.
Hold that thought. We're going to discuss that here in a second. Yep. All right. So speaking of, Moose already spoiled what the next one is. No, I'm just playing. All right. It's no surprise. It's no surprise. So for the next of the announcements here, we have, like Moose said, the Alien Big Chap from the first Alien movie, 79 Alien. And so, yeah, this is a 2.0. I believe this is a 2.0. This is up for pre-order. 315 USD, set to come out Q3, Q4 of next year. And so this one's standing at a little over 14 inches, so like 14.1, 36 centimeters. And keep that in mind. I'll repeat that because we're going to compare this to the previous Big Chap. Of course, I put a slide together to kind of compare those two. And then Hot Toys actually did a good job of... no, actually, I take that back. I'm going to compare this to the Scorched Xenomorph. But Hot Toys did a good job already. They already did the work for me of comparing the previous Big Chap to this one here. So yeah, again, 36 centimeters, just standing over 14 inches, 20 points of articulation, and a special edition version of this comes with a metal card here. In addition, you have, again, per Hot Toys' description, a newly developed, quote-unquote, silicone material body, bendable tail, so embedded wire, 8 pairs of hands. 2 of those hands have bendable fingers, so there's wired fingers as well, so you can articulate those. That's 2 of the 8, right? 2 interchangeable mouths, so one with an articulated jaw and then one with an open mouth. I guess it's like a fixed static jaw. A newly developed extendable inner jaw, so that inner mouth that shoots out. You guys know what I'm talking about. and then a let's see, a Xenomorph Remains themed diorama base. And so yeah, this one I think a lot of people were predicting was going to come out because, you know, they teased this. And what was this, Moose? Like, was it like another photo or like in another previous, I forget, like a show, like a previous show? I think it might have been in some photos actually, right?
I don't know where they teased it before, but you know, I was like flabbergasted that they showed all those pictures all at once. You know, the stuff that was going to be coming out on Secret Base, I believe it was, and they gave you the Hong Kong price, you know, at the bottom. You had to convert a figure if you can figure it out. But I think it's like this is pretty cheap on Sideshow as figures go. It's only like $300, I think, right now. You know, I have that in my cart. I have so many in my cart. I have to go look and see what I have. I know I have. You know, I don't want to just spoil anything. You know what you're going to talk about next, but I have this in my cart, and I have this in my cart, so it'll go well with the other one. It'll be funny. I'll have a comparison, you know, figure, you know, the old or the new, you know.
Nice.
You know, so hopefully, you know, I opened that one up and I showed, you know, we took it out of the box and I showed it on, you know, collectors figures, you know, a week and a half ago, and and then the hand fell off in 2 seconds, but you know, the way I put it back on. Yeah. So. I don't know if you were in the chat or not, but back over there. But you know, I love Alien, and I have Ellen Ripley, you know, from Alien, and that was the second one that came out, the without the power loader. I haven't gotten the power loader. That power loader one with the sculpt of that is like really old. I don't even know. You know, I can't tell you how well that Sideshow. I mean, that power loader goes. You know, you might just collapse. You know, I don't know how. I mean, that's like in the early. That's in probably the first 25 figures of the MMSs. You know, because of Hot Toys MMS. You know, MMS 1 was. You know, everybody knows what MMS 1 is, right? Does everybody know? Do you know what was MMS 1, Jay?
I'm trying to remember. I do not. I think I did at one point, but I forget. It's been a minute since I see what it was. I want to say it was Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese from Terminator. And then it was the second one was the T800, which is really bad. I mean, neither one of the, you know, we used to say they had a license. You know, it's kind of like, it really kind of like, you know, and I've even gone further back than that, you know, in terms of what I've gotten lately. I've gotten a couple of military Hot Toys, you know, and they're not even, I don't know, I think they came out before the MMSs. There's no numbers on them. There's no letters, you know, there's no like, there's like AMS, you know, or MMS Military Masterpiece Series or something like that. They don't even call it that. They just military figures, you know, and in the back of the box, one of them is, you know, has some, like, some, you know, couple of German figures, you know, historical things, and you know, it's like, so they didn't. Obviously, they don't have a license for any of that stuff. They don't need it, you know. I mean, they started out, you know, unlicensed, making it like, you know, back in the early 2000 aughts, you know, like the Director and Ethan Hawke and a Neo. They made at least 3 figures in that famous type tag, they called it. And they weren't licensed. I remember seeing them like on eBay years and years ago. I don't even know how you would order them, if you could get them right when they came out, you know, without going through eBay or something like that, you know. But this thing, this looks massively great, you know. Like, this is, you know, the technology's caught up to them. At least they've waited long enough to get, you know, come out, you know. They're not just rubber stamping another one. This is all technically all over again, you know. And so I'll have
you said you're getting this one?
And the new one.
Yep. So you are getting this one. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I have the Ripley. I got the Ripley, you know, a couple of years ago at a comic shop, and they had, it was like marked $400, and they go, well, that's not too bad, and they had a 40% off sale.
Oh, nice! Wow, good time.
40% off, man. 40% off. Give it to me. I remember getting like, you know, a whole bunch of figures that day. You know, I got that. I got a Mirror Spock, 40% off. I got a Black Widow, 40% off. A Ray, at least those 4. Maybe there was another one. I forget what the other. I got a Robin too. I got a 66 Batman Robin. And so I said, let me have that. I'll take that one too. You know, I mean, nice. I couldn't say no. I get 40% off. How can you say no?
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't say no. I know you could, and you're like, okay, I'll take it. You're pulling my arm here. But
No,
this
I
here
mean,
on
I just
the
wait. I'm just
extendable.
waiting. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's right. I was gonna say on the extendable jaw here. Speaking of, so I think when so the Scorched Xenomorph, when I spoke about that on the previous episode, I'll have to like some time ago. If I remember, I'll put that in the description as well. But I was kind of looking at all the different iterations, and I think I didn't see this in the description, but I think how this one's gonna work, if it's similar to the previous ones, there's like a lever in the back. Here, let me see if I can. There's a close-up photo. So there's like a lever or like some sort of
Yeah, the button.
yeah,
The
like a
button in the
lever,
back.
like right here in the back, typically, and you
Yeah.
just slide it forward, and that'll articulate the jaw, and then the inner mandible or the inner jaw will slide out. And so,
But sometimes it doesn't
get-
really go back in easily. You know, you have to go push
yeah,
it back in. Or something.
yeah.
So,
So I don't know if that's
I
going to
know.
be the case here with this one, but like I said, I was reading the description. It just
Well,
says
there's two
newly
different head
developed.
sculpts. There's two different
Well,
head
there's-
sculpts.
Well, yeah, there's two different lower mouths. Like I said, there's one with an articulated jaw that's going to have the inner extendable inner jaw come out, and there's one with just an open mouth, right? So obviously the one that's going to have the extendable inner jaw is going to be the articulated jaw. So yeah, but it does say, like I said, newly developed extendable inner jaw. So maybe they changed the design and they're stepping away. They're trying something new from what they did before with that sliding lever in the back. I don't know. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't give too much in the description on how that's going to work, but we shall see. So just kind of a heads up for those of you. Yeah,
Fun
we shall
for
see.
you and
Hey,
me.
boo-boo.
Yeah, boo-boo.
So I mean, is this does look cool, but obviously this is based on the, like I said, the first Alien movie, and then that design at the time was catered because of the effects were limited. Everything was all practical, and this is ended up being a guy in a suit, right? That's typically what it is as far as like the movie production. So this figure obviously replicates that, and so you can kind of tell it looks like it would be a guy in a suit, right? He's just kind of standing upright, and the form factor on here, or I guess like the form and the design of it was revolved around that. And so I personally wasn't a fan of this. I mean, this does look cool, but I wasn't a fan of this design. However, I am a fan of this Scorched Xenomorph design here. So here's a comparison. On the left is the big chap, the one we were just looking at. On the right is the Scorched Xenomorph that is also up for pre-order, and that is from Alien Romulus. Okay, so the big chap on the left, again, that is standing at just over 14 inches, so 36 centimeters. The Scorched Xenomorph on the right is 17, just over 17 inches, so 44 centimeters. So the Scorched Xenomorph is taller. The Scorched Xenomorph has 20 points of articulation. Again, this the same as this, the big chap, also 20. And that one is 300. The Scorched Xenomorph is 305, and this big chap is 315. So again, some comparison there. The Scorched Xenomorph also has a USB LED base, and the big chap one doesn't. It does have like a theme base, but it's not LED. They have the same amount of hands. The Scorched Xenomorph doesn't have an interchangeable lower jaw, and I don't think it has anything that's interchangeable. I'm trying to remember now. I think everything, like what you see, is what it's articulated. The Scorched Xenomorph has an articulated jaw, but nothing's interchangeable, whereas the big chap has the swap out mouth, the swap out mouths for the extendable inner jaw and the non-extendable. So yeah, I think if you've seen Alien Romulus, then I think most people would agree it's kind of like a mix between Alien and Aliens as far as like the movie itself. But this Scorched Xenomorph to me seems more reminiscent of the Xenomorphs in Aliens, which I like. That's my favorite of the Alien movies, is Aliens, the second one, and I like that design. So at first I held off because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to get, and I wanted to see what else they came with. But I think personally, looking at these two, I think I'm gonna go for the Xenomorph over the big chap personally, and I only need one because these things are huge. Like I said, this Scorched Xenomorph is already 16 inches, and the big chap is 14. What do you think, Moose? Are you getting both, or?
I'll probably end up getting both. The right price. Yeah. I mean, swear to God, the way things are going, buy, sell, trade. Why not wait? Wait till, people aren't buying figures. I said it before to people. They're renting them. They get them in, and then they go. All of a sudden, they're on the buy, sell, trade for their cost, or maybe even a little less. You know, like if you missed it out on Sideshow or wherever you get your figures from, and somebody has it, they bought it, and they don't. I don't really want it. I wanted to see how good it was. You know, I don't know. People are just gambling on see if they can sell it later on for a big thing. I mean, nobody knew Artisan Anakin was going to go take off. You know, imagine that you missed out on Artisan Anakin. You think it was going to cost $1,000 to get him a year and a half ago? Nobody knew that. Nobody's seen that before.
Right.
And we're in virgin territory, you know. But you're getting these, you know. I know the Xenomorph hasn't waitlisted, has it? I don't believe it has. I haven't heard it went to waitlist, so you know, that you can't get it anymore.
When I checked, I think it was still available for pre-order, so I don't think so. At least on Hot Toys, it hasn't waitlisted. So of course, shop around and see, find a place.
They should make it. You know, I wasn't crazy about Alien Romulus. It was okay. I enjoyed it. You know, I'm just disgusted with the whole history of Alien and Aliens and everything like that. You know, I'm disgusted with Alien 3. Not that David Finch is a bad director, but that whole, even storyline. Like, really, you have to. First of all, they screwed it up in the first minute. You know, of Alien 3. If anyone's hasn't seen it by now, 30 years ago, they killed off. Was it 40 years ago? Probably by now soon. They killed Newt off at the beginning of the show. Like, that was the whole point of Aliens, you assholes. Why would you kill off the whole point of saving that girl's life? Just to kill her off and killing Hicks, because I don't know, did he not want to be part of it? They didn't want to pay him? Like, come on. That put a bad taste in my mouth. Just beginning the movie, like, are you really cool? I mean, and they couldn't put, the Bishop back together. Like, I mean, they did, but half-assed, like, only did a scene or something like that. Like, I mean, it should have been a whole great movie, whole something else. They crash land on a planet, and they can figure it out. I mean, they had an alien stuck on board. Then God forbid, like, I mean, they're not going to a prison planet. There should have been something else, a more populated planet or something like that. I think,
So you're saying you're not getting the Scorched Xenomorph?
I know, not yet. I'll get it, but I mean, just for the design of it. But I don't need Ray. I don't need the girl. I don't think I'm going to get the girl, for a while. Unless she's cheap. Rain. I don't know. And, I would rather get an Andy. I'd rather get, every character from the first Alien. Rather get Kane and Dallas and Parker and Lambert and Ash. Parker. But I really need a new Kane for sure. And they had to pay John, the first, I recently got the Kane and the Dallas pretty cheap. Because they were like sky high.
Of course
you price. Of course I did. I mean, I don't have hesitation. Look how old his face is. If I don't grab something before I get a chance, I'm going to grab it. If something pops up and it's cheap. Yeah. Really cheap? That cheap? Wow, I'll take it. Give it to me.
For those that don't know, Moose is he's a bargain hunter, man. He's gotten some pretty amazing deals. I'm pretty impressed by your persistence, determination to get figures at a deal. But you also got a huge collection, man. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are admiring your collection from afar. But huge.
I'm looking to get a Jazz Inc. land speeder cheap today. Hopefully, I'll get one today and tomorrow. So I know. So I mean, you can't hesitate. If you're looking. You gotta look, and if you're browsing, like don't even mention it, But
if you have the money, you can't hesitate. Yeah, if you got the money and you're able to afford it,
be ready for it. You gotta, ready to. I've been getting a lot of figures lately. I mean, it's funny that I have another. I'll tell you another figure. You show another figure from the recent announcement, and I'll tell you what I did with that. I'll tell you what happened to me.
All right, remind me when we get to it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a surprise. Stay tuned. Real quick, I was also going to go off one of the differences between the Xenomorph here and the Big Chap. I mentioned for the Big Chap, newly developed, silicone material body, right? So the Scorched Xenomorph though has it doesn't have a silicone body, right? So there's joints basically. So it has joints. You can see here in the shoulders. We're looking at the Scorched Xenomorph here. You can see here in the shoulder, there's a joint there. It looks like it has double jointed elbows there. So the points of articulation are the same between both. It's just a Scorched Xenomorph. You can see the joints there, but I mean, I think they do a good job of hiding it in some parts of it. But they are, it does have visible joints. So just keep that in mind as well. Go through, take a look at the photos, see if that bothers you. I think that's another reason why I held off on getting this. So yeah, here you can see here. There's or maybe it's not double jointed. You can see here, like there's like a gap here between the upper arm and the lower arm here, where where it connects to the upper arm. So yeah, just something to consider if you want to have like a seamless look. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they will redo or 2.0 or 3.0 Aliens from Aliens with the seamless body similar to the Big Chap also. So maybe it might be worthwhile to continue waiting. But
Alien
again,
Warrior,
yeah, Alien Warrior. But again, that's no guarantee, right?
The Alien Warrior.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Could be a possibility. It's just not a guarantee.
2.0.
Yeah, so going back to the here, this is again the Hot Toys photos of the Big Chap, the previous one versus the new one. So the previous Big Chap was MMS 106, as Hot Toys has here, and then the this new one is MMS 826. And so here's another difference that I couldn't really tell on the photos. So again, those who are really keen-eyed and you can spot the differences between the two, or the accuracy between this version and the one from the movie, I'm sure you can, please let us know. But I'm not
the cages, the cage is different. The rib cage is slightly different, on the on the two different bodies, So you look at there's more of a like a pitch,
right here in the middle,
in the middle, that's an easy one. That thing stands out. This is more flat on the Big Chap. I mean, on the new one, it's more flat. So I don't know what's more canon or not. I have to, I have the Alien, the 18-inch Kenner Alien. It's in a box right now, and I get some seed on the shelf. But I'm never going to take that out of the box. It's in a window box, so that'll never come out. Cause that's how I bought it. Back about 23 years ago, or something like that. 24 years ago, I forget when I bought it. That was like one of my first big eBay purchases. When I first got a computer back in 2000. Imagine that, before the days of computers. I didn't have a computer in 1999. I was like, maybe I used my things at work, but I couldn't get an account on eBay. And so what I finally did, and that was like I found, I was collecting toys, since '98. And I did, when eBay came out, I saw stuff on eBay, like, oh wow, you can go back and get everything, and I wanted that, Kenner Alien. I had seen it when I was like in my early 20s on clearance at Toys R Us for $3. Because I said, wow, that's $3. I wasn't thinking about toys back when I was in my 20s, when I got I'd seen Aliens, Alien, in the theater in 1979, in the summer of 79, at the theater in Boston. And they didn't have, I had to go to Boston because they weren't showing back then. They would show movies in the big city, and it would take months for it to get out to the suburbs where I lived. And so I heard it was really good. So I was like, I'll go into Boston. That was the scariest, subway ride home. I took the subway into Boston, locally, and I don't think I even had a car at the time when I was so young at the time. I hadn't gotten my license yet when I was 17 that summer, and I didn't get it till I was almost 18. My license. I was a late learner in getting my car, but I remember seeing Aliens and this Alien with that, and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, I was scared after that, just like I was scared after Jaws back in '75 when I was 13 years old. When I saw Jaws, like, because I ain't going swimming anymore. Because I remember having nightmares that night after watching Jaws, waking me up like sharks coming after me. So I'll get this. I got to deal with my demons. I'll get both of these. The new one and the Xenomorph. I have to deal with my demons.
To add them to your possible museum in the future, if and when that you could do that. Hopefully you're able to do that. But Moose has mentioned he wants to. If he's able to, he wants to start a Hot Toys collection. So that'd be cool to see if you're able to do that, man. Hopefully you are able to do that in your lifetime. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
But
I would need help. I would definitely need help. I can't do it. I couldn't do it alone. I mean, I'm already inundated with stuff right now. I just say, oh, it's so easy to get a figure than it is to put it up and get it displayed right. That's the hard part.
I'm sure if you ask, you can get some help But yeah, I was going to say here on this big chap here, one more thing here before we go on to the next one, because we got quite a few figures to talk about here still. So we have the original big chap. So going back to the heights again, it's something to kind of point out. So the previous big chap here, the MMS, what is this, 106 again? This came out in 2009, and that was standing at 16 inches, 40 centimeters. So again, this new one, it seems like they shortened it. It's like just over 14 inches, so 36 centimeters if I read it right. If I'm wrong on the original height of the big chap of 40 centimeters, please let me know, because that seems like it's pretty, a couple inches off. You should be able to tell, but in these photos, they look closer than they are. So I don't know if there's some trickery here or what, but this new big chap seems to be a couple inches shorter, or at least a few centimeters shorter. And so 19 points of articulation on the previous.
They love to save money wherever they can.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
I know that was issue for the.
I
I know that was a new issue. That was an issue for the new Predator as well. Some people had an issue with the height, and I believe it was shorter compared to the previous Jungle Predator, right? I think that was shorter. So yeah, something's going on here. I don't know if there's just because they're this quote unquote newly developed these bodies or materials or what, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just speculating. There's something going on, but this one, I don't know, and I could be wrong. Maybe it is more accurate to the actual movie, but again, that's a movie, and so I know they have different heights for different scenes, but what is the actual height in the lore, the canon height of this figure, right? I don't know if there's confirmation on that or what, but again, just something to consider if you're thinking about the heights and if that's going to bother you or not. There's a difference between these two. And then, like I said, the Scorched Xenomorph is taller of both of these at 44 centimeters. So again, options. If you want to add that into your priorities there of whether you're going to get this figure or not, or the Scorched Xenomorph. But let me address the chat here real quick before we go on to the next one. Let's see here. I know we got a few people joining us, so appreciate you all again for joining us. Let's see here. I think I went too far. We got S Beam in the house. Superior Beam. Speaking of collector's figures, I thought this was a Joker. Oh, he's a Joker. Thank you for coming through, S Beam. Appreciate you stopping by. Collection Obsession, thank you for joining us as well. Saying, Beezy, did you like Superman or Fantastic Four better? Ooh, short answer. It's tough, honestly. Again, this is probably gonna be a cop out, but I liked them both for different reasons. To sum up, I think Superman was more entertaining. Fantastic Four overall was, I think, better written. That's just kind of my short version. And so I think my score, if I were to score, I think I'd give Fantastic Four a slightly higher score than Superman. But they were both good for different reasons. That's just my thoughts, my quick summary on that. I don't want to spoil anything, but I did like both. Honestly, I'm gonna buy them both when they.
Yeah, I'm seeing Fantastic Four tomorrow. Me and my buddies, me and my movie going buddy. Hi, Michael. I seeing everybody here. This is fun.
Okay.
Then Rand, you'll get to see Rand and Tim Harvey and Lee and Valkyrie and everyone and Lane. Look at this. This is like romper room. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Can you hear me, Moose?
You ever get a romper room? I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thanks. Yeah. I have heard from romper room from you, but not personally. I don't have any experience with the romper room. But I need to go back and look that up. I heard you mention it. It was like a show, right? But I got to. I'm not familiar with it myself.
Well, I had. There was a show back in the 60s. When I was a little baby.
The romper.
They were the kids show called Romper Room, and Miss Jean came on, and she held up a fake mirror. She looked in the mirror, and she would just shout out names, and I see so and so, and I see so, and I see Michael, I see Lane, I see Sean, I see Steve.
That sounds kind of creepy.
I see Valkyrie. I see, whatever. I see Eric, and that's how she was like, oh, you think you're talking to you? Like, oh, wow, she sees me, with her magic mirror, But that was a shtick, But it was, you didn't know what you would get, I was dying for Batman back then, when I was like 5. I remember sitting on Santa's lap because I had seen commercials for the Captain Action, Batman. You got the Captain Action figure and you bought the Batman costume to put on him like he was like a dress up Barbie doll with an action figure theme. And I sat on Santa's lap and said, I don't care what else you get me, but all I want is a Captain Action Batman and outfit, and that's all I want, Santa. you know. And I remember
Oh,
I remember somebody, the attendant, either Santa Claus or the attendant, saying to my father, "Do you want to get a picture with your son?" And the guy goes, my father, "No, I'm not getting anything. I'm not paying for the picture."
keeping it real, keeping it real.
I'm lucky I brought him here to get to see Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, let me finish addressing the chat here. So, like Moose was saying, we got Tim Harvey in the house. Tim Harvey, thank you for coming through. Good evening, Feezy and Mr. Moose. Good evening, good sir. Thank you for coming through. And, of course, the talented Renz Tolentino. Thank you for coming through, my man. Good afternoon, everyone. He says, good afternoon to you, too, sir. Blue saying, spendy, big chap, and super cool. I'm surprised Hot Toys did it. Oh, really? Yeah. You're not the only one that's mentioned that, because... are you referring to like just at all, like before we got that preview? Because I know there was like I said, a tease, and I guess that wasn't a confirmation, right? It was just like in a photo or displayed somewhere, and people were saying that it was most likely going to be a 2.0, but that, we were just kind of speculating then. So I don't know if you're referring to that or before we even got that tease, you were surprised that Hot Toys doing this. Collection Obsession is saying here, Moose, Hot Toys Ripley with Power Loader was MMS 39. Damn, 39. I know it was an old figure. I didn't know it was that old.
I have a thing. I think I was on eBay looking recently, and somebody sent me. When you go on eBay and you like, you press like, right? And so you press like, watch the figure, just if you want to like thinking about it, and then whenever you do that on eBay, they send you like options and offers. Hey, we'll take 10% off if you click here, if you accept the offer. And you also can look at a review the offer and make a counter offer on eBay. That's how they're trying to suck you in.
Yeah, on eBay.
And,
they send you notifications.
Way overpriced
because you looked at this.
That Power Load is way overpriced for me. But.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I don't even the Alien Big Chap. It goes for huge money when you get it perfect in the box. But you still got to be careful.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure you'll find a deal. Yeah, just be careful to all collectors, right? Of course, there's always patience. Patience is a virtue. I'm sure you can find deals if you're patient enough. But some, I know some of us have more patience than others, and we want some figures now. And again, to each their own. We all have different collecting preferences. So just shop smart, shop as smart. So let's see here. We got Philip the Fool in the house. What is up, my guy? Evening, gentlemen. Evening, Mr. the Fool. Appreciate you coming through. Hopefully you're doing well, man. I know it's been a minute, but thank you for coming through, man. Thank you for coming through.
Philip the Fool, my man in Texas.
Yeah. Jogwan saying my 3 favorite alien designs are the Queen Alien, Pred Alien, and Dog Alien. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I think I would have to put the Alien Warrior for me 1 and then Queen Alien number 2, personally.
Yeah, I don't care about anything about that Dog Alien. I want to obliterate it from my mind. I just want to go back in time and do a CGI version of Alien 3 and do a whole new thing.
And explode
with maybe Sigourney Weaver's voice and do everything CGI and computer. If they had a perfect computer rendition of it, and just redo the whole thing over again.
Get Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. I mean, who's in that? The guy from Game of Thrones, the father, the evil father. On Cersei's side.
Is that his name? Yeah.
James Dance. I think it's called Charles Dance. Tyrion, not Tyrion, his father.
His father. Tyrion
Lannister.
Yeah.
Head Lannister.
I forget his. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
He was in a good party. He was a decent guy in it, but that's like ancient ago, But he had gray. Didn't have gray hair. I think he was bald. Anyway, everybody was bald in that movie.
I personally like that movie, but that's just me. I know it seems like it doesn't get a lot of love, but I personally liked it. Blue here saying Andy would be cool since they're making Rain. Yeah, he agrees with you there, Blue, or Moose. Blue's agreeing with you there. Let's see here. OG fan saying I keep hearing the new one has too many teeth. Yeah, I think I saw a post or two on that, but again, that's just that's something that wouldn't bother me personally, right? If I was a fan of just the overall design, I'd get it. But like I said, I'm not one to get that into the details, like those minute details personally. But I know there are fans out there who are, and the same thing. We discussed the Predator. Some of the things, the inaccuracies on that Predator bother them, and the same can go for any other character, right? Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Hardcore fans of certain characters, I know they want the best and most accurate representation, and of course they want their money's worth, right? So if they feel like they're not getting their money's worth then yeah, of course, feel free to comment, speak up, say something, and you can decide from there if you want to buy it or not. So yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not one to get that caught up in the details. I just want to have some sort of representation, and if it's good enough for me, then I'm fine with it.
At least Clinton it's Martin not in pink, that. Okay.
Yeah,
it's not pink.
Yeah, that's an exception, right? Like, of course, like if there's anything like blatantly obvious or glaring, like differences or something that's really inaccurate, then yeah, of course, like a whole different color scheme, or if like exaggerated proportions are off. But I mean, if it's more or less pretty close, and it's in my mind's eye, it's pretty accurate, then I'm good with it. Again, that's just me personally and how I collect. But we got Clinton Martin in the house. What is up, Clint? Thank you for coming through, my man. Howdy, folks. He says, hopefully you're having a good weekend, man. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Mr. Bubble also joining us here in the chat. How you doing today? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How you doing, Moose?
I'm doing okay. I'm here. I was like, pleased to see that you had an open stream. And I could come on. I go, that's great. I love that. And hopefully that can happen more often. But but nothing after 11 o'clock. It was like me. They've already experienced it on Collector's Figure, and even on Dante's show, Man of Hot Collectibles. Sometimes I pass out. While I'm sitting here, sitting up. I can fall asleep standing up, apparently. Because when it gets kind of late, and I'm exhausted from working, already doing 10 hours at the work,
Yeah.
So, I appreciate everyone's input, and so I'm here. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm not too bored by me. But here's Moose again. What a big fat loser. Who wants to hear him again blathering on? Sure
Yeah, if you want to catch more of Moose, actually, I'm sure he'll play this later, but you can catch him on Moose and me on Figure in a Bubble channel. Speaking of Figure in the Bubble that just showed up here, go ahead and check out his channel. You can find, I think they have 4 episodes now of Moose and me, so if you want to see more than that and their hijinks and their shenanigans, that's right, not the restaurant, but the shenanigans, the activities between Moose and Michael Elliott, Figure in a Bubble, you can go check that out on Figure in a Bubble's channel.
This past episode, I hit the road. We did a field trip.
Oh, yeah,
hit the road,
How dare you, Feezy? Movie canon. What I ate. I'm just, if you're referring to the 2 movies, they're both good. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, the differences are here. Like Valkyrie Magnus. See, I agree. Fantastic Four was better written, but I'm a fan of both. Exactly. Yeah, same. I'm a fan of both. I liked them both, again, for different reasons. And he is just playing. Movie canon is just playing here.
Yes. Michael, I'm a horse.
Tim Harvey is confirming Romper Rooms from about 1,000 years ago. Yeah, it's been 84 years. Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, that's probably why I haven't heard of it, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't alive during that time. 1,000 years ago. Let's see here.
Timmy was.
Mitchell Lawrence in the house. Thank you.
Timmy was pretty much.
Mitchell Lawrence, thank you for coming through, my man. He's saying pre-order the Big Chap and RoboCop 2. Good choices there. I was gonna say good selection. Oh, yeah, I guess it could be good selection as well. Yeah, RoboCop 2. We're gonna be discussing that here in a minute. I think that might be up a few figures ahead. Collection Obsession saying, Moose, I remember Romper Room. Do you remember Hobo Kelly? Hobo Kelly. I'm guessing that's a Romper Room character.
That might be more regional. Because I think Romper Room was a licensed show, okay? So they would, back in the day, back in the 60s, they didn't have like one, broadcast of any show. Sometimes they would have local kids shows. They were locally produced. Like around here, we had something called Major Mud, okay? That was in, competition with Bozo.
Does not sound good.
Like every town had their own Bozo, back in the 60s. Because they couldn't like, do across the country broadcast very easily, so you'd only broadcast to your local neighborhood, and your local, section of the world. So, another actor was playing Bozo in New York as opposed to Boston. Our Bozo name was Frank Averush. Then later on, he became, about 10 or 15 years later, he was on the Late Show, on the late night, old movie host. On Channel 5 back in the day. No, these kids have it easy. If we only had 3 or 4 channels, we had 3 VHF channels, and maybe a couple of UHF. And people are talking to me, what is this asshole talking about?
Yeah, you're going into a generational talk.
What is that?
All right, let's hold off on that one, Moose. Let's hold off on the generational talk. We got plenty of figures to talk about. Maybe that can be something on Moose and Me. You can hold that the generational talk for Moose and Me. Yeah. But all right, so we got one more join us here in the chat. We got Mike P. Litterus, my man. Thank you for coming through. Hello, all. Mike Litterus. Hope you're doing well, man. Previously, Thrawn's Office. Previously, Mike Litterus. So we'll see what he changes his name to here in the future. But thanks for coming through, man. Hope you're doing well. All right. Yeah, Valkyrie Magnus. Gotta love that moose. All right.
Valkyrie Magnus. I love you. I love you, Eric.
All right, here we go. See, you got some love, Moose, in the chat here, and from fellow collectors also. So don't be down on yourself. All right, here we go. So we do have some other figures to talk about. It's going on from the big Chap to the next announcement here, and I lost my notes. Oh, here we go. That's why I'm tripping. Okay, next up, we have another announcement. I mentioned Kamen Rider. Going back to the Kamen Rider, this is Kamen Rider V3. This is up for pre-order as well. $285. No, sorry. See, yeah, $285 USD. So this one's standing just under your typical 12 scale, just under 12 inches. So at 30 centimeters, 30 points of articulation. Also set to come out Q3 to Q4 next year. So actually, I think all these figures we're discussing, these announcements are going to be released in that time frame. So again, that's obviously it's an estimate, right? That could change. You know how Sideshow does sometimes, or Hot Toys, I should say. That's it could be shorter, it could be longer. This also has a special edition that comes with the metal card, and they've been doing a lot with these recent figures, all these announcements. Well, the recent ones, they've all been coming with a metal card and a display case. So the Fantastic Four figures came with those, and these here, same situation, same setup. It's just the card is just obviously a design of the character that it's representing. So in this case, Kamen Rider V3. This is the, again, I'm not too familiar with this, but here we go. I'm going to try my best. So this head sculpt is of Hiroshi Miyauchi. No, Jagwan Lane, if you're still in chat, maybe you can help me with this character as well. So Hiroshi Miyauchi, apologies, Mr. Hiroshi, if I butchered your name. And that's as Shiro Kazami. So that's the head sculpt. That's what this, who the actor is and the character. And separate rolling eyeballs, of course, got to have the separate rolling eyeballs. That's been the thing recently. A helmet with LED lit green eyes, battery operated though, so some of you may be turned off by that. Not USB, it is battery operated on the helmet. 10 hands, wires embedded in his collar, his scarf, a short cape, and his collar, I think they call it here. A belt similar to the Kamen Rider black figures that I discussed in the previous episode. This is also going to have a magnetic activated belt, so I'm not sure what's going to activate it, but there's some sort of magnet that I don't know if that's going to be embedded in some other accessory, but you can hold it over the belt to turn that on. And what he has is his Hopper satellite. It comes in two modes. Actually, let me go ahead and I should have had this up already. No, actually, I'm tripping. I just realized my bad. I'm showing the wrong. Here we go. This is what I was showing the wrong Kamen Rider. So here, this is I just disgraced Hiroshi Miyauchi even more by calling him somebody else. So apologies again. This is the Kamen Rider V3 here. Okay, so yeah, helmet accessory for Shiro Kazami. In addition to his helmet, so he has a separate helmet to hold his Kamen Rider Kid Core hat and medallion. Again, I have no idea what that's referring to because I haven't seen the show. He has that and a figure stand with the V3 logo. Again, here's the card that I was mentioning. Right, here's his, I think this is what his Hopper satellite, terminal satellite in deployed mode. Here's his, here it is in stored mode that goes in his belt. Here's that medallion I was mentioning, the 10 hands. Here's the Kid Core hat that looks similar to his helmet for some reason. Again, I'm sure you guys, you Kamen Rider fans know. Here's his additional helmet that he can hold, and here's the LED functions here. Again, the most likely going to be USB, or sorry, batteries for the helmet. The belt, it doesn't say, or unless I missed it, how that's going to be activated, but I'm guessing that might be batteries as well, because I didn't see, unless I missed it, I don't see if that was USB. But we'll go through some of these photos here. Moose, you said you're not getting these Kamen Rider figures, right?
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
These figures bug me. These figures bug me.
Boom.
Whack, whack. So I mean, I've never seen the show until recently, until they had some other figures, earlier figures that Hot Toys is producing, and motorcycles. I didn't know what it was. I mean, until I had to research it and figure out what is this thing. But it's Hot Toys. I mean, they have to, they do have to, an Asian market. I'm sure this is huge in the Asian market, and I'm sure Japan, it's huge over here with some people. I know Local Lou loves this stuff, and so. Good luck to them. If they enjoy it, go get all you want, get everything. It's like you can. There's so many even right now from Hot Toys. They have so many Kamen Rider figures with motorcycles, and there's so many, other third party figures for these characters. Like you could go crazy just doing it, having that just that collection. If that's up your that's your choice. Go right ahead, go for it.
Yep.
I say go for it.
But
I gotta say something that I have relevance and connection to. I mean, I bought figures in the past that I really don't love. I'm like, I have another figure. I'll tell you one figure I don't really love the story or the movie too much, but I'll definitely probably get the figure. Well, I did. I got the
Morbius.
I pulled I deplore Batman and Robin, but I did. I couldn't say no to that Mr. Freeze, Ernie, Mr. Freeze. How can you say no to it? And I haven't even pre-ordered. I haven't even pre-ordered Clooney or the other version. I got the third one, and that was a crack in the armor of Batman, the Burton Batman universe. And then thankfully. Joel Schumacher destroyed it with Batman and Robin, so we could elevate ourselves into the Nolan universe, So this just goes to that. So this figure, none of these figures. I mean, my experience with Japanese culture over here is like Ultraman, okay?
Oh, okay.
And that was on TV when I was a kid on UHF. On Sunday afternoons or late Sunday mornings, Channel 56.
Yeah, Channel 56. Well, if you're to local, Channel 56 in your local area. Check your local listings, folks. I was gonna also mention, like you were touching on, when I talked about the releases of Kamen Rider Black. Yeah, it's awesome that they have that Hot Toys is doing this for those fans, right? Because I'm sure from what I understand, this is also big of course in Japan and probably in other Asian regions where or markets, I should say, where the big fans of Kamen Rider. So it's cool that they're doing this for those fans there. Hopefully, they keep mixing up and they introduce new IPs that Hot Toys does, anyways, or anyone. It doesn't have to be Hot Toys, right? You can mix it up and have other companies be a little more bold. I know it's a risk, but still, I think some collectors of certain IPs would appreciate that. But no, I would say I don't know if this is the actual. I'm not familiar with this actor, so I don't know how accurate the likeness is, but I will say that just the head sculpt, just based on what I'm looking, looks good. The hair does have like a 70s vibe. Again, it's because that's when this show was initially aired. This was in the 70s, I believe, mid to late 70s. And so this is V3, and like I mentioned before, Hot Toys came out with number 1 and number 2 of the original Kamen Rider, and that's what I was showing here. So this is Kamen Rider number 1. This one also has a head sculpt of the actor who played Kamen Rider number 1 from the original show here. And so I covered these in we talked about these announcements in a previous Hot Talk, and I'll put that in the description below as well. And I did more research, and that kind of was stored in my mind for this episode, and it just left it. So I can't remember too much about this and the history of this, but if you're interested, be sure to check out that episode and to learn more about this specific character and this series of Kamen Rider. So this is
Kamen Rider number 1 and 2. In overseas, have they been released? Have Hot Toys put the blogger photos out for these?
No, Kamen Rider V3 has not released. Last I looked, anyways. It was just went up for pre-order.
The earlier
these
ones,
right, number 1 and 2. These two. No, no, I don't think they've released. No, these haven't. Number 1 and number 2. I'm trying. Okay. I don't think they have been. Yeah.
Are they waitlisted on Sideshow?
I do not know. Last I looked, I don't. They weren't, but that was a little bit ago, so I'm not sure. But yeah, again, Kamen Rider fans, if you're new to the 1/6 scale hobby in general, and you're a Kamen Rider fan, or like those two overlap each other, and you're looking for some, there you go, bam, you're eating good, you Kamen Rider fans.
I offended Gio, the movie can, and I don't know what I did to offend him.
What did you do, Moose?
I don't know what I did. He said, "How dare you, Moose?" I don't know what I did. I forget what I said. I don't know what I said that I offended him. You know.
All right. Any other thoughts on V3 here, Moose, on this version of Kamen Rider? I know you said you're not familiar, so I'm guessing not, but just want to make sure.
Well, it looks like some actor. It looks like a great guy. You know, like if I was into it, I would say that'd be worth getting. You know, but it's like, can you afford everything at full market value? You know, like, I mean, I was so happy for a while. I wasn't collecting any Hot Toys before like 2021. I was getting very sparse amount of Hot Toys because I wasn't doing very well. But when I started doing better, and then I noticed some figures, and I started, I'm going to start picking these up, because I got a Hulkbuster, and I was like dying to have that in 2018 or something like that. But I didn't want to spend that a lot of money, but just as well, because as soon as they made that one, they made another one. It seemed like, and they improved it. This is the second time they put it out. So I'm kind of glad I waited, but I know, but that was really pricey back in 2021 when I got it. I had to do like three things. But these guys, wait till somebody rents, give it back to you, after they looked at it, and just hold off, But these are superior looking figures, I'm sure they're going to be great, But I don't understand the storyline. I don't know the story, so I have no connection to it. I can't increase how many IPs I can watch.
Right. Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, there's a lot of content out there, let alone figures / collectibles of that content. So yeah, I'm with you, man. So, but again, that's Kamen Rider V3. All right, going on to the next one. We got a few more announcements here to cover. So next up, this was a surprise, man. At face value, I know a lot of people just wrote this off because, yes, it is another Iron Man, but this is Superior Iron Man from the Hot Toys comic line. This is a comic version of Iron Man, Superior Iron Man, $420 USD. Again, there's a special edition that comes with the metal card. You can see the metal card here on the lower left. Set to come out again Q3, Q4 of next year, standing just under 13 inches, so 33 centimeters. So the main thing here that I'm sure some of you who follow me on social media saw my post, that I don't think a lot of people caught on to initially, but right here, LED light up function powered by USB. So if I'm reading correctly, and it seems a lot of people are interpreting this as well, this will be the first Iron Man that will be fully powered. All the lights, the LED lights, that will be fully powered by USB, and that was further supported by I think this is on display at that HCGHK, the anime video game festival in Hong Kong. I think that's where it was displayed, or some recent event, right? So there was two cords.
It was like Toy Fair. It was like Toy Fair over there in Asia. It's Toy Fair.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Toy Fair, but it is. Yeah, I know it's ACGHK. I don't know if that's also the same thing as Toy Fair, so I'm not too familiar with it. I know of Toy Fair, but I'm not sure when it takes place. So let us know in the chat, though, if they are the same thing or if they're different. But there's two. So they showed this on display, and there was two cables. One connected to the base, because the base is also USB powered LED, and one up to the figure to kind of show. And it was lit up. So sure enough, it seemed like there's going to be one USB cord, USB-C, to power up the LEDs in this suit, which was just like, I know to a lot of people there was like, okay, when it's finally, we're like, yes, thank you. But I don't know, it just, because this is something that collectors of Iron Man or Hot Toys in general, that was just like one of the big things. It's just like, damn, when are they going to make that transition to USB? And Hot Toys seems like they finally did it. So unless there's something I'm missing, or there's a catch or something, I don't know. It seems like they did it. It's here, and it's kind of interesting, because I was saying in our chat that not a lot of people really touched on this. I know there's a couple of YouTubers who did already, but there wasn't a lot of, it didn't seem like there was a lot of excitement or anything about that feature. But maybe just because people are burned out on Iron Man, like I said, they just kind of wrote it off, and either they missed it, or they just, at this point, it might be too late to even care about that. So it's really interesting that I thought there'd be more talk about that feature, and it would just get more, it would have
Well,
more
the reason why
attention.
maybe people are ho hum about it because there are too many Iron Man. Every time you turn around, there's another Iron Man. But they also
Yeah,
buried it with a whole bunch of other figures that might be interesting to other people. You know, like
yeah, that's
a
true. Yeah,
RoboCop, Alien, like big heavy hitters. Like so this is a comic book described. Saying it's not a movie based. All the other ones are
yeah,
kind of like movie based. Even going from
that's true. Yeah,
go down the list and that poster that the Secret Base put out with all the Hong Kong prices before this showed up on Sideshow. This is on Sideshow right now, and it's in my
yeah,
cart, and I'll probably buy it. I'm a sucker. I know, and it also I think it's the same head sculpt as the one they made for that classic Iron Man, not the comic concept classic Iron Man, that other red and yellow one that was like a limited edition, and it's probably the same face sculpt that they just reactivated because it's comic book inspired.
yeah.
And you can
See,
even get that cheap, and that's an exclusive. This isn't an exclusive. They'll make this till the
right.
cows come home.
Yeah, for sure.
But
As long as it's making money, they'll keep making it.
yeah, but definitely, I'm surprised it was only $420 because I thought they maybe cost more money to redo the whole thing, the whole wiring and stuff like that. And I thought it would maybe because it's all new technology really for them, because they've always been skirting around, and you hear another Iron Man, no USB, for Universal, only for the base, not for the figure. Now they got it for the figure. So, I mean, it's gonna, that's great. Now they're gonna 2.0 everything again with that technology.
Or 3.0.
I mean, 3.0 it, 3.0 it.
Yeah.
For everything. 2.0 to 2.0. Is that a 4.0? I don't know. So I mean, this is beautiful. It looks just like the almost the Iron Man 2 that they 2.0 recently or 3.0 late recently. That's gorgeous too. I have my second here. I got this guy right here. I'll show you here, but hopefully I won't break him. I get this sucker.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're one of the few that got the gold Mark III.
I got this.
Look at that shiny.
This is lovely. If this was all USB and I just plug it in and light up, imagine like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, I have a pretty good supply of Iron Mans now. I have 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4. Don't have a 5. I did get a 7 recently. Pretty good price, cheap. Well,
of course,
cheaper than everything, But now I want that Mark 7 suit up. Now there's a Mark 3 suit up. I don't think I'm gonna get that one though. But we'll talk about that later if you ever discuss.
Yeah,
discuss that.
That'll be after this one. Yeah, we'll talk about it here after this one. But going back to this here real quick, let me finish up on the accessories or the rest of the items that comes with. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight that first because that was just that's crazy. Yeah, the first Iron Man to be powered USB, and I know, to be fair, there was the Mark 1 was that the 2.0, the latest one, and that had that was powered by USB, but that only powered the fan on his back, the motor for the fan on the back. The lights you still needed to use batteries, so that was a start there, right? So I guess I don't know if you want to count that as the first. Technically, I'll let you decide what is technically the first, but the fact that all the lights in this Iron Man are powered by that single USB port, which is pretty awesome. Again, that's just like major news. And Hot Toys themselves, they didn't even hype it up either. It was just kind of like Moose was saying, it was just kind of within the description, kind of buried in there. It wasn't like, and for the first time ever, it has this. So they actually use that for continuing on with the accessories, this head sculpt here. So per the description, Hot Toys is saying, let's see here, for the first time, they have a oh no, sorry, I'm confusing the Iron Man. Look, I'm doing it myself. That's for the next Iron Man, so pause, I'll come back to that. So going to this one, die cast materials, of course it's gonna be die cast. Armor is coated with a metallic silver and electroplating finish, hence the bright and shiny of this one. A removable chest armor, 6 hands, and then like I mentioned, the LED base. So yeah, not as much compared with some other Iron Man, but yeah, same price, $420 USD in comparison to like the Stealth Mark III Stealth, the blue Stealth Iron Man that went up recently, the exclusive. So that one and this one are the same price. Similar bases right here. They've been using these for all their Mark IIIs recently, or their variants. This kind of circular base, LED circular base. So yeah, this one's really cool. I would say this is really cool looking. The head sculpt Looks awesome. Moose brought up a good point. I forgot to do a comparison to the classic Origins Iron Man. So I don't know if it's the exact same head sculpt or a variation, but you can see he has his helmet on in this one. So I don't know how, maybe if they just modified the faceplate or something, or what, if it is a reuse, I'm not sure. So I haven't compared. Let me know in the chat here if you think it is as well. Like Moose was saying, it looks like it could be a reuse of the classic Iron Man with the Tony head sculpt as well. So good call on that one.
Concept one didn't come with a head sculpt, did it? The one with that plastic shell, the clear plastic shell that everyone hated.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to pry it off, to get it, to make it look good.
No, that didn't come with a head sculpt. I don't think that came with any head sculpt. No, that one did. The other one, I guess, I think that one's listed.
It wouldn't come with a Tony.
Right, that one is labeled Origins. I think comic Origins, but the one you're talking about, I think it's just Classic. I think the Iron Man Classic. That's the one that had the briefcase and like that whole like computer system, right? That's the one you're referring to.
They had the orange, it was yellow and red. For the most part, I think it was. Colors and that. That was like limited. It was only like about so many. You had to be in the queue to get that one. I recall.
You're talking about the Origins.
Yeah, not the Origin, not the one with the shell. The one with that's yellow and red.
Yeah, the classic. Okay, yeah. The one with the head sculpt you're talking about. That one.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Gotcha.
And that's the head sculpt. Gotcha. I think that came with a head sculpt like that, like his face there. Now,
I can't
recall. Will a third party come out with a Tom Cruise head sculpt?
Well, they already did, right?
I would have saved a little while. For half a minute.
Well, not Tom Cruise. It's supposed to be based on Tom. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Someone released. I don't know if anyone else, if that's what you mean. Like if any other third party or custom sculptor is going to do another not Cruise head sculpt for this. I'm not sure. Yeah, like maybe since now this is out. But I don't know.
They were hoping that Tom Cruise would like become superior Iron Man in the movies somehow.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know that was.
But then they did some CGI on it, or something like that. Made it, but who knows? But third parties do goofy things anyway. But I was just saying that, putting that out there.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, you might be on something over there. Someone else may come along and do it. We may get more sculptors, custom sculptors who do that. So you said this is in your card as well? Is this a maybe?
That's in my cart right now. I'm gonna have to start weeding things out.
Yeah.
If it's not an exclusive, I might have to weed things out. I might, we have to just. I mean, wait till we keep on going. I'll tell you what else I got in my cart.
All right.
But I couldn't think it all. But I don't want. I can't have 8 figures come in a month. Maybe I am this month. I don't even know. I have to go back. I know I got Indiana Jones. I'm paying for the Dial of Destiny, and I just bought the DX05. It's sitting up there. You want to see that?
If we have time within the show, we'll And plus, if it's not too much trouble either.
I don't want to become the show. It's your show. We'll go along. I've shown it already.
Yeah, we have quite a few figures to discuss. So if there's time and you still want to, at the end, you feel free to show it off. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so. Yes, I know we're going from one Iron Man and there was another one, so just bear with us, folks. Or if you're watching the replay, feel free to skip ahead to the next figure. So yes, as Moose touched on, there was another Mark III Iron Man that went up. This time, this is a suit-up version here. So this is up for pre-order as well. $465 USD, set to come out again Q3, Q4 next year. Standing just under 13 inches, so 33 centimeters, and of course you got all your typical Iron Man articulation here, 30 points of articulation. So this is where I was going with this. Per Hot Toys description, this is the first to feature a Tony Stark helmeted head sculpt with separate rolling eyeballs, meaning this right here, this head sculpt where he's kind of unmasked, I guess, where his mask is lifted up. So this is going to have rolling eyeballs. And then I presume here, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if it's going to be just a separate head sculpt or this faceplate just lowers down. That's probably the case, right? Because that's what they did previously with the other Iron Man. I think with the with War Machine, it was like that as well, where this faceplate you can just slide down and it's magnetized in place. So that's probably what it is. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't remember seeing. And the back comes off,
so you can rotate his eyes, take the back off.
Yeah. Or remove his head, right?
And plastic, that can be die cast too. The head, the head and the back. You know.
Yeah, maybe it might be plastic. Yeah, you might have, or either remove the back or lift it up, take off the head to, adjust the eyes that way with the levers. So I know they do both. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So this one, yeah, a good amount of accessories here with this one. A lot of open armor components here that you can see, again, because this is a suit up version, right? So a lot of these components are articulated where you can kind of have them semi-open or fully open, and then just multiple design options, display options that you can have with this. This one, unfortunately, yes, I'm sorry to say, powered by batteries. So all the lights on this is battery. All the lights on these are battery operated. Unfortunately, going back to the traditional, that Superior Iron Man was the only one so far to have USB, fully powered by USB-C. So hopefully going forward, they're going to switch that, but we'll see. I know that takes a good amount of making new molds and possibly tooling for those, and so we'll see if Hot Toys is ready to do that jump finally. But 3 pairs of hands for this one, shoulder mounted guns, forearm armor protection, forearm armors in protection mode or shield mode. I'm sure you've seen those, right, where his forearm is expanded to be a shield, that we've seen in Iron Man 1. His forearm rockets in firing mode, again, from Iron Man 1. Again, this is the Mark III, so this is based on the Mark III in Iron Man 1. And then the base, the LED base, is powered by USB, and that's similar to the Mark II, where it has, again, the same circular base that most of the Mark IIIs have, but this also has those kind of attachable, articulated diorama pieces that kind of like are circling around him, that are, I guess, like they're just like kind of wrapped around him, so you can articulate those in the arms on those to give different display options. Right here, yeah, articulated accessories that attach to the stand. So yeah, this is what they had for the Mark II, but it was all in chrome, shiny metallic chrome. So yeah, here's the forearm shield I was talking about, and the rockets. You've all seen these for all you Iron Man collectors. So yeah, pass for me. I'm good on this one. I already have my Mark III. I'm good with that one, and I've got the stealth one, that the blue one that just came out recently, the Mark II. So I think I'm good on the variants for Mark III for now, I believe. But I don't know. What about you, Moose? Is this another one that's in your cart now?
Yeah, come on, you're killing me now. I can't even donate blood. You want to take all my blood, you're looking at my heart now. But I just got it. We seem like just turned around. We got a Mark III 2.0. So now we need to suit up 2.3. I mean, I'd rather see a Mark 7. Something of them, they made a Mark 7 suit up, but they didn't make a new Mark 7. So I hope, and they come out the same time as something with new technology, and they have old technology in the other one. I know, what are you thinking, Hot Toys? Just think twice, hold it back, and then put the new technology in it. And maybe then you'll get some reaction, And I think they made just too many, announcements recently, all at once, they wanted to take all our money, but nothing will come out exactly at the same time, even if you pre-order it the same day in one order. So, but I can wait on this one for sure. But I tell you, I bet what'll happen. Sideshow's going to cut back their order, and this might go weightless quick. I mean, look how quick Captain America, Brave New World, Captain America, went weightless. They didn't make many of them because they didn't want to get stuck with them. Because I'm sure they got stuck with a lot, and a lot of people got stuck with them, and their associates got stuck with a lot of Captain America. I know Captain America from the TV show. Sam Wilson going for $200. In some places at Christmas time. Some of the, like a Lion Rock, and pop culture, $200 for $375 figure. And that's that Captain America. That it's a work. It's a gift. It's a blessing. And I don't know who made that. Did they get a kickback from either Hot Toys or Sideshow? You can sell it for cheap. We don't care. I don't know. I mean, so what? That Captain America Brave New World figure, is beautiful, even better than the first.
I personally prefer the first one.
Seller, when I got it for $275 ship.
Yeah, I personally prefer the
white
blue
suit.
one, but I mean, either way, I wasn't a fan of the white suit, but I mean, I skipped on both just because that wasn't like one that I needed to have in my collection. But yeah, I heard good things about that figure in general, and it does look like a good looking figure. It's just not one that I personally wanted. But yeah, so I mean, you know, they're going to sell what they're going to sell. Obviously, that kind of somewhat shows some interest as well, right? If they don't make that many, then it's probably because there weren't that many people interested, or you know, people would have to be more selective, like you just said. Especially now, there's just so many figures out there, so people might come back, and yeah, this may have a low number because it is another suit up, it is another Iron Man, and maybe just not a lot of people want it. But you know, not trying to stir up FOMO or anything. Just if you want it, you of course, you know, find a way to get it. If not, and it's something you pass on, and they make up low production, then so be it, right? That's just how it goes. You know, just demand and supply and demand, right? That's just how it is. One thing, you got anything else on this? Sorry, I was gonna go back to Superior Iron Man, but you got anything else on this suit up here?
No, it's a pass for me right now.
Okay, yeah, definitely a pass for me as well. I'm good on this one. I don't have any of the suit ups, so I'm good on that. Going back to Superior Iron Man, I was gonna touch on, so again, going back to the whole USB, powered by USB, and I've discussed this on other streams as well. I know this topic has come up, and like why they haven't, Hot Toys has done this, and you know what's taking them so long, and we discussed different ways that they could do this and implement it and the challenges. And so yeah, I'm curious to see, again, since this is the first Iron Man to be powered by USB, I'm curious to see how that's all going to work, right? Obviously all those LEDs need to get power somehow, right? So you have one cord, so there's a couple of ways you can do it. You know, there's contacts, right? If all these are connected somehow, and they're all attached, there's metal contacts maybe to each joint somehow, and there's connections, and so that's one way they can do it. I know that's going to cause some issues in the future, most likely. I don't know, I could be wrong, but you know, those contacts could be loose over time. They could have grime or some sort of dirt or grit, or just make loose connections with multiple uses, and people articulating certain limbs multiple times that may reduce like the contact, and it just, I don't know, I can kind of see things like that of like the issues. You think of like, for instance, like when your cell phone, right? Sometimes the connection, you plug in a cable, after so many uses, you notice like it doesn't charge because either the cable's bad or there's some dirt in that port. So things, that's an example. Something like that, right? That might happen to this one. Another way they could probably do this would be actual wires hidden underneath the armor or underneath his suit. That can pose some challenges as well, as far as like articulation. You might be limited, or something might snag, or something might be pulled out. I don't know. So I'm curious to see how they actually implemented this, because again, there's nothing in the description other than full body or full powered right here, powered by USB via one port. I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. All that to say, I just bring that up because this is gonna bring, you know, with every new application or approach to something, that's gonna introduce some problems that either collectors or the manufacturer haven't encountered before, right? So I'm sure we're going to have some collectors who are going to start having certain issues or common issues, and they're going to be like, oh, what the hell, this doesn't work. And, you know, and then they're probably going to come up with their own fix. Hey, try this trick, this could help, or replace this. And yeah, so just keep that in mind too if you're going to buy this figure. This is the first time, again, Hot Toys is doing this, so there may come with some unexpected issues or problems. Longevity may be an issue, I don't know. Not trying to scare anybody away. I'm just saying, you know, usually when that happens, the first of its kind to market may come up with some issues, and then Hot Toys will, of course, hopefully work those out with future iterations. And so I just wanted to touch on that. I just remembered that was something I wanted to talk about here. But yeah, okay. Let me address the chat here. Sorry, I just realized this whole time I wasn't even sharing the the photos of when I went back to talk about Superior Iron Man. But yeah, apologies all. But you still get the gist of it. That's what I just wanted to touch on. We got Grizzle Horn in the house. Hit the like. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your support. So but definitely, again, thank you for mentioning that. And then, yeah, just to kind of further say, if you're enjoying this stream, find it informative or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button. That'd be very much appreciated. But either way, I appreciate your time and for joining us. So thank you. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Trimble Dust. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries at all. Maybe next time. It's all good. Trimble Dust, he's all saying the Superior Iron was a maybe until I saw the price. Yeah, I'm good. No, I don't blame you, man. These Iron Men are pricey. These Iron Man are pricey. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, you guys are talking much else. Okay, making sure I don't miss anybody. But thank you all again, and apologies if I miss your chat. I know there's a lot coming through, and so I can't get through all of them. So I'll try to get through what I can, or the ones I noticed. So thank you again for keeping the chat active. Okay, here we go. Now going on to the next announcement from Iron Man Mark III suit up. We have here next up we have another anticipated one that people I didn't see coming, but I think this was also teased. And something that they have, I believe that Hot Toys has done before. I forgot to see if they've done this previously, but we have from one suit to another. We have RoboCop from RoboCop 2. Here we go. Now we're getting into it. So this is up for pre-order as well. $300 USD. Again, set to come out Q3, Q4 of next year. Standing at your typical 6 scale height. 11, just under 12 inches, so around 30 centimeters, 25 points of articulation, so decent amount, not the 30 we've been seeing with other figures, but 25. Again, special edition comes with a metal card and a display case. Let's see here. So the accessories, I have them up here. So a newly developed head sculpt or helmeted head with 3 new lower face plates. So 3 new lower face plates. Let me zoom in here. You can see him here on the right. So he has his helmeted head, then he has an unhelmeted head that shows his Alex Murphy head sculpt. And I can't recall, apologies, I didn't have time to do this. If this is the first time we're actually seeing that, do you know, Moose, if we're seeing the unhelmeted head sculpt here from Alex, the Peter Weller, the actor, head sculpt here on this guy?
Well, we had, the RoboCop with a chair. Had his face sitting there. You can see his whole face. And once I have to go get something. I'll go get something. Hold on
no
a
worries.
second.
Yeah, no worries. Do your thing. I'll finish going through these here. So anyway, I think Moose is right. Yeah, I think that one in the chair possibly had. Let me know in the chat too if you can confirm as well. But anyways, all that to say, this one also has an unmasked, unhelmeted head sculpt of Peter Weller, aka Alex Murphy, who's a character who plays RoboCop. This also has a battle damaged helmet and chest. So you can see here there's a swap out battle damaged head or helmet and chest parts here with bullet holes on it. That looks pretty awesome. It is die cast. They're going to have some die cast components. Which ones I'm not sure, but there's going to be die cast. An iridescent metallic blue purple that you can kind of see here. And I'll go through the photos. You can kind of see it better. Articulated thigh holster. So his thigh holster, of course, with his where he has his pistol here. That's going to be articulated. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, or hopefully those components here that are the attachments or the rods or anything that's movable. Hopefully that's made of die cast, because I can kind of see if it's made out of plastic, it might be susceptible to being broken. So I don't know, just be careful. Hopefully that is die cast though. Some of those parts are die cast on that thigh holster there. 7 hands, so you're gonna have 7 hands. 2 pistols, right? So you have a pistol. One of them is die cast, and I don't know. Again, I didn't have time to go back and compare all the other accessories to the previous RoboCops, so I'm not sure if they've done that before. But one of the pistols here is going to be die cast, and one isn't. And then he has a rifle that you see here, right? He has a set of nuke vials. So nuke was the drug that they used in RoboCop 2. For those that aren't familiar, that was like the new quote unquote uncontrolled substance, right? The illegal drug nuke, and it comes. There's also a canister that you can put the nuke in with a removable cover, and it also comes with Kane's brain and spine. So Kane being the villain of the movie, and we'll show his form after this one. That also went up, but yeah, we'll touch on Kane here in a minute. But here's Kane's brain and spine here, and then a typical hexagon base here. So the base is pretty typical, but yeah, so that's RoboCop 2. Let me go through some photos here, and I'll do a comparison of this RoboCop and RoboCop 3, which was the latest RoboCop we got from Hot Toys prior to this one. And so that was the one they released. I think that was a couple of years ago. So I'll show those comparisons of just the figures themselves. But Moose, I'm guessing you're getting this one?
Oh, yeah. Even though, like I said, I wasn't crazy about the first, that's when the first RoboCop 2 came out. I wasn't crazy about, it wasn't as good as RoboCop, but it was okay, it wasn't horrible, but, it was a Frank Miller script, and or a storyline, and then somebody else tweak the script. But overall, I don't have any romance that too much for even for RoboCop. But the figures transcend the storyline. I mean, I got this guy recently. This is the Alex Murphy, RoboCop 2-pack.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
opening it up. I don't want to get involved, but he's got the face. He comes with the face sculpt there. I mean, there were the few times they had the face sculpt out. So
okay,
I mean, this is not the first time they've never had it out before. And this is I got a beautiful set, even though the box is a little bit, mushed. But you can't complain about boxes nowadays. Boxes can't last forever. But it still came with the box. I'm just happy it came with the box. I got a lot of figures recently from a great guy, on the BST, and so you can find bargains out there if you get your nose to the grindstone like I do. But I'll be getting that guy. I'll be getting this one for sure. Look at all that stuff they give you: the brain, the scratched head sculpt, the rifle. I mean, I already have an Egg 209. I'm sure they'll be doing that one. It'll be the fourth time probably. Or the third
30
time.
seconds to comply. You have 10 seconds to comply. What's that?
What are you saying? 10 seconds to comply.
Yeah, that's what Ed 209 says in the movie. You remember in the first RoboCop?
Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it sounded like one of those. Whatever. So I loved. I mean, RoboCop came out of nowhere, and it's all because reason. Who directed RoboCop 2?
Paul Verhoeven. Verhoeven? Yeah, I think that's how you say his
name. Not RoboCop 2. Not Paul.
Oh, 2. Sorry,
RoboCop
I thought you were saying 1. No, yeah, I don't know them.
Who directed the Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, damn. I want to say. I always get confused.
Irving Kershner.
Yeah.
Irving Kershner. He directed RoboCop 2. I have to go research what this is very early 90s, I believe. I don't think RoboCop was kind of late 80s, but RoboCop 2 was I think very early 90s. And I remember seeing it in the theater, and I was shocked about they had the kid that was the drug leader or the gang leader.
He worked with he was like one of the minions.
That's a typical Miller thing, I would think. It may surprise you like that. Frank Miller, but I'm definitely gonna get this guy. If I'm gonna tweak it down to the nub, my pre-orders, in this batch, so all the stuff that came out, I can probably hold up. And I don't want to get ahead of us, but there's this one, I'm not putting back, and keep on going. I'll tell you what I'm not putting back.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I was on the wait list. I thought long and hard about the getting RoboCop 3, and then by the time I decided to get it, I went on wait list, and I figured, okay, I'll wait. I had no choice, and it was because it was sold out everywhere. Unfortunately, it didn't convert. It's all, so I was like, okay, it's all good. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But then, fortunately enough, here we go. We get another one from RoboCop 2. So I think I'm most likely going to get this one just because, I love the first RoboCop. No, it's not from RoboCop 1. This is RoboCop 2, but still, like I said earlier, I'm not picky. This is a representation of I'll just say it's from RoboCop 1. It's RoboCop, so I'm good with this on my shelf. Even though it's from the second one, the sequel, not the first one. So it's RoboCop's RoboCop to me. I'm not, unless I take that back, of the original 3, right? I'm not talking about the reboot RoboCop where he's all in black or anything like that. But this one, this is a classic here. I love the iridescent paint color here between the blue and the purple. The battle damage, which was a special edition on the previous, RoboCop 3, I think that came with a special edition. What was it? Interchangeable chest piece, I think it was. And so here it's already included, which is awesome. So they're including these battle damage parts for this RoboCop. It's awesome to see. But before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, we got another surprise guest, special invited guest, came in through the back door. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tremble Dust. What is up, my man?
Love that Wu-Tang reference.
Yes, sir. You know it, yeah.
I so apologize. Hey, what's going on? Everybody all right?
Hey, Pete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything good.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, I
What were you
felt bad.
saying?
I keep missing your streams. I'm like, because I was watching K-pop Demon Hunter. Don't ask. It's been my new addiction, and
Okay.
I
Fair
just
enough.
happened to look to the right, and I saw the stream. I'm like, oh crap! All right, so you know what? Let me at least show my face real quick. Sorry about that.
It's all good, man. You know, like I mentioned, it's like no pressure. You know, when you can, it's all good. And that goes for, you know, of course, anyone out there. If you're interested in joining and talking figs with me, you know, send me an invite message and let me know, and we'll work something out. But yeah, like, you know, like I've said, I've when you can, I try not, I don't pressure anyone to join. It's just whoever would like to join me and who's able to. So I don't mind rolling solo if I need to, but you know, of course, you guys were gracious enough to join me and talk figs with me in the chat and those watching. So appreciate you coming through, Tremble Dust,
Nice. Thanks.
for when you're able to. But
No,
all
thank
right,
you for inviting me.
yeah, man, of course, always. So like I said, comparing RoboCop 2 and 3, put this together so you guys can kind of take a look at the two. RoboCop 2 on the left, this newest one that just went up for announcement, and then the RoboCop 3 on the right, that was already released. Like I said, I think that was a couple of years ago. You guys can correct me of when exactly. But yeah, again, looking at this, I mean, yeah, I can see some slight differences here, or like especially in the crotchal region, right? I don't know if he has enough room in the crotch there on his pants, but for the most part, they look pretty similar to me. Like I said, I'm not one to be like super picky. They both have like an iridescent metallic blue purple color paint scheme to it, one more so than the other, but either way, you know, it looks like RoboCop. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger, no pun intended, on the RoboCop 2 pre-order there. But what about you, Tremble Dust? Are you picking, this is one you're picking up, or any preference between the two?
Nah. I mean, I like RoboCop, but I'm not that much of a fan to pick up the figures. I mean, for anybody who's a fan, definitely. These look great, but this one looks great, especially. And you were saying that one of the guns is die-cast? Right.
Yeah, on the RoboCop 2, yeah. I don't know if that's been the case for other ones, but yeah, on this one he comes with two pistols. One of them is die-cast.
Gotcha. Wait, so is the figure die-cast or has die-cast parts? Did they say?
Yeah, it does have die-cast, but you know how
Okay.
Hot Toys doesn't specify which parts are
Yeah,
die-cast,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it does say die-cast materials.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it looks good. I mean, whoever wants to get it, get it. Looks great. You know, me personally,
Yes, sir.
not really, but yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, man.
I'd have to do a
And
new
Moose-
shelf.
Yeah, Moose said, you already said you're getting this, right, Moose? Preference?
Oh,
Do you have
yeah,
RoboCop 3,
yeah,
Moose?
I'm getting all RoboCops, yeah, but I'm not getting. I couldn't afford that RoboCop when it first came out because it came out at a whole bunch of like at the same time that that Darth Vader came out. You know, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader, and the I think the Mark III suit 2.0 came out, and I said I can't do them all at once, and so I held back on that one, and I don't know, that's holding its price pretty much, you know. And but I'm sure eventually, once this 2.0 once this RoboCop comes out, that RoboCop 3 will probably go down in price, and you'll probably be able. I can snag it for a bargain from there because somebody will want to get rid of it, you know, so they can get something else. So you know, because so I'm not really worried about it because I didn't even go see RoboCop 3, and I haven't seen the RoboCop reboot yet. Because I heard they're awful, you know, so I'm not venturing into down that hole, you know, because I can smell the ammonia from here. I smell ammonia.
Yeah, dead or alive. Yeah.
Not to cut you off. Did they say if
okay.
this is going to be one of the figures that's going to be released like real soon? Was it Kamen Riders was released already and the Bond?
The Bond, yeah. No, this one is. Well, you mean for like the ACGHK?
Yeah.
No, not that I saw. Unless I'm mistaken, I saw this was released set to come out next year, Q3, Q4. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think it's not.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Push it back till 27. Okay. You know, I know I can pay for it, but I can. You know, I might still have to get another job. You know, just to be able to pay for this stuff that I'm ordering. You know. Can I retire and still work? I don't know. They won't let me do that. I don't think. You know.
Yeah.
Can I get a retirement plan?
Yeah. If you're able to find a job that. Yeah, if you're able to find one, man, just hold on to that as long as you can.
Shit, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of somewhat related tangent here. For those of you who are also gamers like me, the RoboCop Unfinished Business, or was it RoboCop Unfinished Business? just came out recently. That's like a first-person shooter where you play RoboCop. And I think, I was watching a review on that. That looked pretty good. It kind of, there's, I think it got okay reviews. But if you just are looking for something, you just want to be RoboCop, and you, of course, use his pistol and other weapons. Check that out. I think that's on PS5, and I think it's on multi-consoles. But I saw it on the review on PS5. So yeah, something in case you're interested. It got at least pretty decent reviews on that. So RoboCop Unfinished Business, I think it is, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because wasn't it first? There was another one that came out too. I don't know if that's a part 2 to that one. Or... Yeah,
that was. Yeah, this Unfinished Business is a sequel, I believe. I haven't played the first one, but yeah, I think it's a continuation or a side story to the previous one. It was Rogue City or something. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but yeah, there's. Yep.
I just want to clarify some accusations from the chat. I am not rich. I'm just irresponsible.
Exactly.
Difference. Yeah.
Difference. Yeah.
He just plays a rich guy on TV. Yeah, he's not rich. He just plays on TV. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you do you, Moose. Well, what makes you happy, and of course, singles all just. This is a hobby. Enjoy it. Don't let anyone take that away from you. But of course, be responsible and be careful, because there's still some cons and dangers to it, and it could be an addiction, like we've said before. I don't want to go too deep into that, but collect responsibly, basically. Collect responsibly.
There is a Betty Ford
collection obsession more than anything. He took a good name, and I'm beyond addiction. So I'm going down. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not gonna. I could be. We all could be Hulk Hogan tomorrow. I'm not going to be Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mr. Hogan. Because he was only 8 years older than me. And I don't. It's less. Who else was it? Ozzy's only like 12 years older than me. Cut it out. Stop it. I don't know. We don't know exactly how he passed. He might have gone. He might have done euthanasia from what I've been hearing. I don't know. I don't know what the scuttlebutt is, but you guys heard. But so I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for him. You can all try to take my toys out of my cold dead hands.
That is. That's
you
gonna
do.
Be a very
Yeah, it's gonna be heavy. Yeah.
A lot of shit in there. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, like we were saying, you do you, Moose, and we're all adults here. We all know what we're doing. So,
some of us,
yeah. Some of us, in age, we're adults. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let me see here. We got. Let me address the chat real quick here. We got Ass Chase in the house. What is up, Ass Chase? What up, Plastic Crackheads? What up, Ass Chase? Thank you for coming through. Hopefully you're doing well.
Where's Wolverine?
You're doing well. Yeah. Hashtag. Where's Wolverine? Don't get him started. Yeah. Don't get him started. Let's see here. Okay. All right, Valkyrie. Yeah. Valkyrie has to head out. Appreciate you coming through. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. And yeah, we'll catch you in the chats and maybe on the next one. Thanks for coming through, though, Valkyrie.
Night, Eric.
Later, Matt.
Nice to see you.
All right, here we go. So, of course, you can't have RoboCop. Every RoboCop has to have a villain, a counterpart, right? Some other robotic nemesis. And in this case, for RoboCop 2, we have Cain or RoboCain. Side note, I never knew. I don't know if that's official. I've only just heard him mentioned as Cain, but maybe I just completely blanked out the Robo part. So I don't know. They call him RoboCain, right?
I didn't know either.
Yeah. So RoboCain. Or just Cain if you prefer. If you guys, if you know him that well and you're cool like that, you can just call him Cain. This is up for pre-order, $525 USD. So pricey boy. You thought RoboCop was pricey? Yeah, $525 USD. Also set to come out next year, Q3, Q4. So this one is standing at a fully extended, and I'll touch on that here in a second. Fully extended. This is standing, I believe, at 15 and 3/4 inches or 40 centimeters. So, because there are height adjustments, right? And I think that's at the waist, and I'll touch on that here in a second. But man, okay, I usually cover points of articulation, but some of them have 30. That what was that? Xenomorph, I think, had like 20. This one here, 100 points of articulation.
I heard.
And I'm sure you can. Yeah, I'm sure you can see why this has like over 200 components and. Each of them have, so it might be kind of scary. I don't know. It might be overwhelming. So just be careful. But yeah, multiple points of articulation on this one, like a plethora numerous points of articulation. This one also has a card that you can see there.
Yep.
This also has die-cast parts. What those are, I'm not sure. Hopefully it's the parts that matter. Let's see, 2 interchangeable head and neck parts. So again, kind of similar to the alien, although you don't have, the alien didn't have a light up. This has an articulated head and a separate USB powered light up head. And we'll look at some photos here. Actually, let me zoom in here. You can kind of see it here. Again, that's just like in the movie, right? Here's his, his articulated it. Yeah. Here he'll have this is a screen that's supposed to have like his head, kind of similar to, what is it, like Lawnmower Man type of vibe, or Max Headroom, where he just have his face right there. So that has a still image. So it says here, and it's going to be LED light up, powered by USB. So that will be USB powered. 4 articulated arms, 2 large ones and 2 small ones, of course, left and right. The large left arm is going to have a 6-barreled chain gun or minigun, and an extendable battering ram with articulated claws. All the other ones are going to have either articulated claws and or pliers. The small right arm, though, is going to have a cutting torch apparently here. So we'll go through some of the photos and hopefully we can catch some of those. But yeah, so each arm looks to have some sort of different accessory. Only the left, the large left one is going to have the chain gun, though. Let's see. So yeah, it says the waist has hydraulic rods that you can lift and allows for 360 rotation. And so I think with that's going to extend the height, and it seems to be the only part that you can extend for the height adjustment. Shoulder armor also has a LED light up function. It's also powered by USB. And then he's going to have a shoulder cannon, a rail that's attachable to his chest, and then a remote control. When I first read that, I thought it was like a remote control for the collector to control something. But it's just, I think it's an accessory, right? Like, I think it's referring to this control right here.
Oh, the control. Oh, okay. I think I remember.
Yeah, that controls him, I think, in the movie. I forget. It's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah, same.
But Moose, go turn over to you first. What are your thoughts on this one? I'm sure you're getting this one as well.
I'm getting 2. Maybe
2.
3. 3. Why not?
He's not rich, folks. He's not rich.
No, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll have to figure out how to pay for it. Hopefully it won't be coming down in December. Like maybe next July. Maybe we can figure that out. Get a payment plan going. You can always get a payment plan going, I would imagine. I don't know how many you can put in an order in a payment plan, but this is not coming out of my cart. Eventually, one way or the other, I might put things in one at a time over the course of the day. But so I'll be, I'll have to, I'll figure out how to way to pay for it. But I was surprised it was as cheap as it was. Because I was expecting maybe a Hulkbuster price. Something just intricate and ornate. They would figure they had to recreate everything. But at what they're pricing it at, I don't know. I guess I can't be unhappy. I think I could probably, I'll have to deal with it. And thank God it's not $1,100, $1,200.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I forgot to mention here that this also comes with
the new canister here.
Yeah, new canister that you can put in his chest, and it's funny. So this is accurate to the movie. This guy, he was kind of similar to RoboCop. This was like a drug. I don't know if he was like a dealer, a smuggler, or he was like a kingpin type of character. You guys remind me, but he ended up dying, and this company then took his body, similar to Alex Murphy and RoboCop, and they made him into a robot, RoboCain, right? So they took his brain and his spine, apparently, and they put it into this machine. But some of his tendencies carried over, and so he was still a drug addict, and so hence he was like motivated by Nuke, the drug that's in that movie. So he would still take it, and apparently he would use Nuke still in a robot form. I don't know how that worked.
But it's psychological. It's got to be.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just like what is it?
Brilliant. Put a fucking crackhead drug kingpin's mind and
I know.
Kill a robot. That's genius.
They probably thought they can control.
Sure.
Yeah. So here's a comparison here real quick showing the height. Again, he's standing at 40 centimeters, this Cain, which is 15 3/4 inches compared to RoboCop 2 here. So you can kind of see the difference in height. Any thoughts on this? Trimble, you copying this?
I thought he'd be taller, but then again, I think Ed.
Yeah, Ed.
He's
Edward
the one
209.
that's
Yeah.
like really taller than RoboCop, not Kane, right? Again, it's been a while. So I think I was mixing
Yeah.
up the two.
I
So
believe so,
I thought he'd be bigger, but still, for what you're getting, looks pretty fucking good. To be honest with you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
100 plus. The details look good. It'd be hot if the alternate face with the LEDs was animated. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be cool. I was thinking about that too, yeah.
And the thing is, the legs are not. You can't articulate the legs to increase the height. It's just the
Whoops.
the waist.
Yeah, I think the waist has like all these hydraulics. I think you can extend those, which allows apparently for 360. I think the 360 rotations right here in this part.
Gotta be there, yeah.
Actually, but this, I think you can extend the upper torso. It seems like, from what I understand, in the hydraulics move, so you can extend it. But to answer your question, I'm guessing if you straighten out the legs, that you probably could have it go higher, kind of like looks like the chicken legs, right?
It looks like it, yeah. Because I mean, shit, how many? If you're saying 100 points of articulation, and you didn't put it on the legs, I'm like, God damn, what else would you do?
Yeah, it's just like a Galactus. It's all in the upper body.
Yeah. No, but this looks fucking nuts. I've read some people have concerns about if you don't use a stand, will he be able to stand on his own? Because it looks like he's top heavy.
I had the same thought.
Yeah, he looks chicken like.
There's no way he's gonna stand on his own.
Yeah, I'm sure you can if you like really work on the center of gravity, but I don't think you would want to leave like that. I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're gonna break something if you do that, though. If you let it tip over, you're in an earthquake zone. Forget about it. You gotta break something. You gotta have some kind of put some support on them. God bless you if you're in an earthquake zone like UJ.
Yep, for sure. Yep,
especially if
being in California.
Especially if you have it on an open shelf. Or not at the case.
Right.
I mean, I don't use stands, so for me this would be dangerous. I probably have to get insurance for this guy if I actually bought this motherfucker. But it looks hot. Again, I'm not like that big of a RoboCop fan to get the figures, but this shit looks hot. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a fan, I had more room in this little shack I have. Yeah, I'd probably get it. But right now, no. But looks good to me.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. This looks awesome, and I'm kind of tempted on this, but because it's unique, it's different, and just the design. This is one of those, you guys know me. You can like versatile figure where you can kind of put it with multiple displays and not just say it's from RoboCop. It's like a giant like robot, basically. Well, I mean, it is a robot, but
I'm big on like mechs and like robots.
Yeah, same.
It's tempting for me to put like on a whole shelf like robots and mechs and shit like that.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just like you brought up, man, that I don't know if it's gonna be able to support itself like securely and safely without that stand, because a lot of these photos are using that stand, and it is.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like
it's gonna definitely. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be top heavy for sure without that stand. I'm putting money on it, especially if it's die cast.
Oh yeah,
in certain parts too. So
yeah. Once they reinforce the hell out of those feet, I doubt it. And if I got it, I'd have to lean it up against the wall, and even then, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It looks hot.
Those
plus, you want to do that. If you got RoboCop and Kane, you'd want RoboCop on his back to attack. I mean, that's a hot pose right there.
And make it more top heavy.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. Yeah.
RoboCop's also diecast. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man. It's just.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you're right, man.
It'll look good for the 5 minutes it stays together and shit until the fourth.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. This looks really good. The paint, the weathering, dude, this looks like a sick robot in general. It's
look at the fucking details on the tubing and that shit's hard.
Yep. Yeah, man.
It's got to be at least 80% of final production.
You think so?
Like this. Yeah, hopefully. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Ultron. I think Ultron 1. No, Ultron. Ultron Mark 1. Remember when it's like all like he was like he
wasn't. I only know the main Ultron. I wasn't into Ultron.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Ultraman. Ultron. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Ultron from Marvel MCU.
Yeah, because the destroyed one where first you have the puppet and shit like that kind of reminds me of this. Yeah, with all the details with the table and shit. But yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great shit.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. But I can't. couple of reasons.
Yeah, I think this might be one where I have to wait and see how it actually
comes out.
How practical it is. Yeah, how it comes out and how well the legs are made. If for one, if most of it is die cast, and if those joints are tight, because that's the only way it's going to be able to hold up that body.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm kind of just worried, and I don't want to have it. I'm not one to use. I don't really use stands, so I wouldn't want to use a stand. But this, I'm with you, man. This looks really good. It looks badass, and it's something different. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So
I'd have to put I'd have to put the way I displayed it, probably all the arms out and shit, and I'm not gonna do it. I almost thought about it. I was like, fuck it, maybe I should, but no. I'm good.
This is badass. All right.
Now, do you think they're gonna come out with the next Ed? Because what was the last Ed figure? That was.
You talking about like 209? Ed 209?
Yeah, 209. Yeah. What was the last? Didn't they just announce one? Or am I bugging?
I think Moose. No, I think they've only come out with one. Unless I'm wrong.
Right?
Moose. Do you know how many versions of Ed 209 they came out with? Is it just the one?
The original? I think there were two. There was one, like a primordial one that really sucked, or kind of like really fell apart quickly. Let me go. Let me go to my checklist. Let me get my checklist out.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you in a second. How many Eds there were, and here it is right here. Let me see. Let me do a search, and I'll give you some information momentarily because I have it handy right here. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the page.
Let me address the chat while you're doing that here. Let's see here. Blue's also saying super cool, and hopefully those legs are able to hold up the upper body. It's awesome to have villains for your hero figures. Yeah, man, I agree. It sounds like you're kind of in the same boat as us, and kind of maybe having some worry there that those legs won't hold up the body. We got Manny Fresh in the house. Manny Fresh.
I was just about to do that.
369. Thank you for coming through, Manny. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're having a good weekend. Thanks for joining us here. Let's see here. Ben Thomas saying, nice to have a face to the name. Tremble Dust.
Really?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, we've had, maybe he hasn't caught the episodes you've been on, but I know Tremble Dust has been on here a couple of times, quite a few times on Collector's Figure.
Yeah, I usually shave. Now it's like, fuck, it's the weekend. I don't care.
I usually shave, You're a completely different person with the beard, with the facial hair.
Yeah, like Cardinal.
All right, I have Ed 209 information.
Okay, what do you got, Moose? What'd you uncover?
MMS 25 RoboCop Ed 209 battle damage version.
Mm-hmm.
There's also MMS 204, which I think I have, the RoboCop Ed 209. That's the one I got. And that was about the time that I started getting into, a few more Hot Toys. It said it was announced in 2013. You figure maybe they were released in 2014. I remember I have an Ed 209 and I have the RoboCop in the chair. Now, I forget if I ordered it from, at the time, Entertainment Earth had Hot Toys.
Yeah.
At one time. And I don't know exactly when they stopped doing it, whether Sideshow put their foot down and stopped them from getting them. I don't know how they got them. Or I got them off of eBay, these figures. But, I'm thinking, it doesn't really matter because I got them both, and they didn't seem like they were that expensive. Back in maybe 2014, 2015 when I ordered this, and but there's another article in this little thing. It says, "Hot Toys RoboCop Ed 209 prevent or fix rubber cracking." So I think the first one, the 25, had a problem. That it was would disintegrate. Quite easily.
Yeah.
So you never want to get that figure. I mean, because they made probably just didn't. They were. I mean, early on, it's 25. MMS 25, and that was back in 2007. 18 years ago, they announced that one. So they came out in 2008. It's 17 years since the production of them. So, and by the time, I think in the article that they talking about that thing about. In 2020, they had the article how to fix the rubber cracking of the Ed. I'm sure it's the first one, maybe even the second one. I don't know. I haven't taken my Ed out of the box because I couldn't display him properly. So I'm waiting to get him, get him out. And now I have muscle racks ready to go. I get the shelves ready to go. So maybe soon within the next couple of months.
How big is he compared to like the RoboCop figures? He's like, is he towering?
Oh,
Like
he's a big boy. Yeah, he's I can tell you what it says here. I can read it what it says here. In the blurb. Read more. Shut up, go away. I got an ad.
Want to know more?
Go figure. I got an ad. Let's see. Come on, read more. Go away. Here we go. All right. So here is what This is what the script. I think it's from Sideshow. So the RoboCop of the classics movie Iron Man in the 80s, in addition to the iconic character of the future law enforcement, Ed 209 is also a memorable character of the movie. Hot Toys had previously introduced a 1/6 scale Ed 209 collectible and received great response. We know that fans are logging for a new collectible release for the RoboCop. Let me see if I can find some numbers. There we go. All right, 25 points of color. Okay, it's at 35 centimeters tall.
35. Okay.
35.
That's just
so
over
2.54 divided by 35. What is that? So it's about
That's probably around 13 inches, because 33 centimeters is 12.8 inches. So it's about 33. 13 inches.
How big is RoboCain? How many inches is RoboCain? I thought that was even bigger.
That's bigger, yeah. And RoboCain's supposed to be smaller than Cain.
Yeah, RoboCain is 15 and a quarter, so like 40 centimeters.
Yeah, so they could do a refresh. They could do a 3.0, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they probably go to 209 again. They have to. I can't.
So it sounds like
there's no license rights. I just do it and pay the licensor.
Like this.
That'd be a big.
So it sounds like there have been a couple of Ed 209s in basically.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple of versions so far.
But the next one should be like it has to be bigger than Venom. If you want to get it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big it actually was in the movie.
Yeah, me either. Been a while.
That's just like a big figure overall. It's also like wide, not just tall. It's like it's a big ass robot. Okay.
21 inch Venom. There's a 21 inch Venom.
No, we're talking about Ed 209, like how big that is in general. Just like not just height, but also like width. Anyone else got any thoughts on Cain before we go on to the next one? We got a few more figures to discuss here, and then we'll be good.
I'm good. Good figure.
Okay.
Looks good.
All right. Here we go. Before I go on, let me address the chat here. We got another legend in the house. We got Jazzy. What up, Jazzy? Says, what's up, Easy? And Unk. Yeah. What's up, Jazzy? Thanks for coming through, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Also, I don't know if you're at Comic-Con or for any of you watching and you're at Comic-Con, hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully you're being safe, but hopefully you're enjoying yourselves over there. Looking forward to seeing more content from anybody posting there in SDCC. Yeah. Or if you're at HCG HK, you'll make sure I got those letters right. Hopefully you're having a good time over there, and things are going well for you over there. Enjoy, man. That's awesome. Never been to there, but I've definitely been to SDCC a few times. But okay, thanks for coming through, Jazzy. Okay, so next up, going to the Artisans. This is the first of the Artisan announcements that we got in this past week, actually. So first up, another iteration, talking about another iteration of Iron Man, of course. We got another iteration of this character also, and I'm talking about Heath Ledger's Joker from the Dark Knight Trilogy. So this is the bank robber version, though. So there's two versions, of course, the Artisan and the Sculpted. So fortunately with this one, they came out with two versions. So the standard is, this hasn't gone up for pre-order yet. Last I looked before the show, it was still coming soon, so it hasn't gone up for pre-order at Sideshow. But doing the conversion, the math here, the math gymnastics on this per the secret base post. So converted from secret base, it's like 246 USD, accounting for a. So I used 23% because it seemed like the figures recently that's what they've been. The ones that just went up recently, it seems like they had like a 23% increase. But keep in mind that could vary. It's somewhere between like 20 and 30. It seems like. So with that increase, $303 for the Sculpted USD. Yeah. For the Artisan, it looks like it's going to be, with the Sideshow increase, about 435 USD. So again, 303 Sculpted, 435 USD for the Artisan. Again, those are just estimates, give or take $5 or $10. So just keep that in mind. The Artisan is limited to 3,000. Of course, Artisans are limited. They've all been limited so far. Here we go. So this is where it gets interesting. So going down to the accessories, they're for the most part they both come with the same stuff. Artisan, of course, is going to have the wool implanted hair, but get this. So if I'm understanding correctly, if I'm reading it right, both versions are going to come with 2 head sculpts, one with the mask and one without. And that goes for the Artisan as well. So it seems like you're getting 2 head sculpts for the Artisan, one with the mask and one without.
Okay.
Because here, you see it says wool hair implantation, right? Let me go and zoom in on this. Right, so you have this here, and then this here in the lower left says newly developed masked head sculpt. But if we go through some of these photos, there's one here. So you have this separate rolling eyeballs. By the way, both head sculpts will have separate rolling eyeballs. Yeah. Here, this one says with the mask, newly developed masked head sculpt with separate rolling eyeballs and wool hair implantation. So it seems like both figures are going to have 2 sculpts, one with the mask and one without. Both are going to have separate rolling eyeballs, which I think is going to be a deal. I mean, is this, again, I haven't went back and done my complete research, but will this be the first Artisan with 2 head sculpts?
I want to say yes.
You guys tell me. I couldn't remember any other one. Again, I'm not just going off memory. Let me know in the chat also if that's the case. I think this might be the first Artisan with 2 head sculpts, and unless I'm tripping, I'm forgetting something, which I probably.
Jack Sparrow had a face sculpt, had a second face sculpt in the Jack Sparrow, Artisan. So I don't think this might be. If that's the case, I thought I saw pictures that he was holding the mask, putting the mask on. And it comes with a separate
right here.
mask
He
too.
is, yeah.
It comes with another mask you hold that he can hold.
Right here.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, he comes with a separate mask. Let me go through.
That's something good.
Yeah, it is a deal.
So let me go through. Yeah, let me go through the rest of these here, and we'll come back to that. But so 8 hands. Again, each version comes with this: 8 hands, pistol, shotgun, 12 round grenades, 4 smoke grenades. You can see all the grenades here in his bag. Also, looks like they're already going to be in the bag here.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yes. Well, hopefully that's the case. Yeah, thank you. Grenade rack that goes in the bag with or I should say the blue duffel bag. That's part of it. Stacks of cash, Joker cards, school bus backdrop, which is awesome, and a bank themed diorama style base with, which is also cool, interchangeable pieces, diorama pieces. So you have a shattered glass door and broken wooden boards, which is awesome. So that's cool that they have, if you have multiple display options for that on the base itself. But yeah, this, already off the bat, like the accessories it comes with is pretty cool. Like all the stuff it comes with to of course reenact that scene, that opening scene from the Dark Knight, just the Dark Knight. Yeah, I was gonna say Rises, but no, it's the Dark Knight. But yeah, again, like I said, if I'm understanding this correctly, like this hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, so there's not an official description yet. And I forgot, I just now remembering I should have checked Hot Toys' website to confirm. But if I'm understanding this correctly, yeah, it seems like both versions will come with 2 head sculpts. So here's the Artisan. Right, like you were saying, Moose, the mask, he has a separate mask, so the mask is going to be separate. That's one he can hold, right? He has that accessory. Of course, he has.
So you can't. There's a string in the back you can put on, or that's a separate head sculpt with a string attached onto the mask.
No, I think the mask is another separate accessory, and so
I don't think you can put it, or you're not supposed to put it on his face, because that's why they have the second head sculpt with the mask. Because I think if you tried, you might mess up the original sculpt. So yeah, I think
I'd be more excited with this if they had done this the second, even if they did the first Artisan Joker, and then they came out, instead of coming out with an imposter Joker, and they came out with this, I'd be more excited, for that bank robber Joker, because I'm not excited about the imposter Joker really, because that's a fake thing. I don't know exactly, how that started. Besides, I know there's an imposter Joker from Suicide Squad, and for like 8 seconds, maybe it was even in the movie at all. But because they just wanted to use a DX09 body and put the other head sculpt, the Artisan head sculpt on it. So, I'll have to get this. I'm sure, one or the other. I'm sure it's a queue item. So I couldn't get the first time the Artisan Joker went up back in August of 23. So I don't know, but I've gotten my skills better. My skills at ordering things have improved since I would just go onto the website, see if it's available, and order it. Because you can't just do that, and you also can't wait for them to tell you when to get something on the queue. You have to be there waiting like a dog, like a wolf attacking its prey.
Like a
You
collector.
don't attack your prey on the queue. You might be holding it outside. You'd be outside and looking in, So I don't want to be outside looking in, even though I do have an Artisan Joker by now, but I wasn't happy with what I had to do to get it.
Oh, whoa! What do you have to do?
Yeah, well, we'll pause there. That's for another stream. Save that for Moose and Me, episode 5. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll wait and see what the description says. Again, it's hard to tell, but based on what I'm seeing so far, based on these photos and the description in the posts, it seems like you get 2 head sculpts with, for sure with the sculpted, because it does say that in the description for the sculpted one in the post. But with the Artisan, it seems like it's the same thing, right? It's I don't know why they would not have 2 heads for the Artisan and for the sculpted, and I don't know. It just I guess we'll see when it goes up for pre-order what the description says.
Right. I think you're right, because like the one the photo you showed us with the sculpt of the mask, it looked like the hair was like rooted. So but that's a great deal if that's the case. It's like, what would you say the estimated price was?
$435 USD for the Artisan.
Not fucking bad at all, bro.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah, but I mean, me personally, I'm kind of done with the Nolanverse. I've moved on, but it looks good. Only thing is, look, listen, the only Joker I'd probably get now is the Nurse Joker. Hashtag release Nurse Joker. After that,
hashtag Mickey.
Man, and sorry, hashtag release Okoye. Come on, what's going on, Hassel? Come on, I had to interject that. But I mean, it looks good. But I'm fatigued. I'm Nolanverse fatigued. I'm good, bro. I have my Joker. I have my Batman. I'm good, bro. But it looks good. I mean, and if they're offering 2 sculpts and all this stuff, and the dial looks good though. I like that broken glass back piece. That looks good.
Yep.
And I mean, the school bus shit. The school bus shit. I could have left that alone. But
let me switch over to the. Sorry, real quick, let me switch over to the sculpted so you can finish your thought. But so we can look at some of the dial pieces. But here's the sculpted while you finish your thought here. So go ahead.
That looks good. And even the sculpted. I mean, come on, Hot Toys actually does well with sculpted, so that looks good. The hair's a little wavy here. Want it to be. Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. But again, I mean, me personally, I'm Nolan out. Great IP. I mean, I don't think not too many people disagree. But I'm done. I'm good, bro.
No, I hear you, man.
Nurse Joker, come on. And I'm sorry. And Batman Begins. Fuckers. Make a good one.
Throw that in there,
Hey, the revolution that came with Artisan rooted hair is fizzling out. I mean, no one's gonna cry if they stop doing it like that. Just to save money. I mean, okay. So. I mean, it was great. It was a good idea. I mean, basically, InArt caused this, because they wanted to stand out and everything else that's been done in the past. And I guess the innovation is, but their innovation sometimes doesn't last. Where it isn't, always thought through. I mean, look at the magnetic things on their pieces. But I'll have to probably get this in some fashion. One way or the other. Do I need to do it? I mean, if it's in a queue. I'm a sucker for the queue. I always like to get on the queue, and I'll be paying attention. See if they ever post. Sometimes they tell you when it's going to go up at 1:00 on a Friday, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes lately they've been sneaking things. They've been putting things up on Sideshow at 2:00 in the morning, and nobody knows about it until they're all gone. I've seen that happen with a couple of Star Wars figures. We all seen that happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust them. If I see,
I don't know why they would do something like that to their fans. People that are loyal to them. But they do.
Yep, they do. Yeah, there's a lot of things they do that we don't agree with or people are confused by.
But Sideshow's main, allegedly, their main source of income is not 1/6 scale figures, statues,
yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, that's allegedly. That's what I heard. So
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I heard it.
But this is the most high profile, type of things that they have. This gets the most press that can help them sell other things get people invited to their premium format figures and everything else that they sell, art prints, everything like that. They have a bigger margin. They have a huge margin on some of that stuff. Better than the Hot Toys office. But Hot Toys brings in the crowd. You have to bring in the lot. You have to have a loss leader to get people to interested in your other products.
I'll dispute that because the same crowd for the statues and the life size statues, they're not the same as the 1/6 scale card. I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong; they'll bring some revenue, but I think statue would be good if they just went straight with the premium formats and all that statue, and the prop collecting and shit like that. But don't get me wrong; this does generate revenue for them, but I don't think it's their main focus. So I could see them skipping a couple of promos here and there and shit like that. But
I remember Sideshow figures that they made. Sideshow made figures on a card, like the Bela Lugosi one, some other Sideshow one, and I also they came out with only like $40 figures, in the window box, and they were 12 inches, and they weren't called 1/6 back then. They were just 12-inch figures back in the late 90s, early aughts, and you accepted them, and they were, and you thought they were great. Because that was the highest, level of technology at the time until Hot Toys showed up. You started, happening this thing. Now we get InArt and everybody else trying to, up the score, like Blitzway and InArt and third parties. I mean, some of the third parties are better than Hot Toys, for Christ's sake. I mean, like Nathan Drake, that's as good as any Hot Toy, and it looks like DX packaging too on the Nathan Drake.
And then I'll add on to it. It's not even a 1/6 scale, 1/12. Third parties have been fucking killing it lately.
Yep.
I've been seeing some shit like, God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been killing it, man. Yeah, third parties been all around. Yeah, there's some of them. Yeah, a lot of them are stepping up their game, man. It's just
very.
Yep.
I don't know if they're stealing the molds from like shops, factories and shit. Oh yeah.
I know, right? Borrowing, yeah.
Like, I need a little extra here. Hold that down.
Yeah, what do you got for me? Like, they're kind of like exchanging things, like it's like some sort of like under the table type of deals. Like, what do you got for me? Any news from the other factory?
Yeah, exactly. They have spies in there. I know they gotta have spies. But just to comment real quick on this. This right here looks fucking dope. That shit was hard. Love that shit. Yeah, that's a hard filter right there. Shit. Yeah, man, I mean, I put the foot down a little bit on the left, but other than that, that looks great. I mean, I wouldn't fault anybody for doing this. This looks good.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah, again, I mentioned the diorama base with interchangeable. There's a shattered glass part right here. You can see here a couple of photos with that, and then broken wooden boards. So you see the boards here, and then I guess there's this table here. Although maybe I missed the table, but so you have some options. What's up?
Yeah, I missed it too. I hope they're not doing a fake out. If that table doesn't come with that shit, bastards.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
don't do a fake out. Yeah,
because I remember reading in the description, but unless they're considering that a board, because there are some boards here too. So
maybe
right. Better not be a fake out.
Oh man,
toys. Oh man, but I'm with you, man. I saw this pose right here, this shot. I'm like, oh man, because I already have the purple suit Joker sculpted, the latest one that came out, and so I'm good with that. And but like seeing this and the fact that it comes with like 2 head sculpts, that's just awesome, man. It's another one of those things where, like I was saying about the Batfleck, just all around, like the options and the display options and the interchangeable pieces it has. It just seemed like all around like a good figure. Like just the base too added to that, and the multiple. It's just awesome, man. So I'm tempted by this one, although like I said, I already have that a version of this. But this is really cool, man. This is really awesome.
Cool. Yeah, but I'm Nolan out, but this looks good. I'll give him that.
Yep. So, like you kept mentioning, and others have mentioned too. Yeah, Nolan out again with another Ledger, of course. I mean, don't get me wrong. Heath Ledger, he's always one of the best in this role, right? Like always, iconic, memorable. R.I.P. for sure. Mr. Ledger left a legacy in this performance here in this movie. Yep. So, with that, there have been multiple versions, iterations, as most of us know. But specifically on this one, there were 2 previous versions here. So let's go back in time, shall we? Let's jump into the Hot Toys Time Machine and take a look at the previous versions. And I've done this before with previous figures, but here we go. Bank robber version specifically. So on the far left, we have the MMS 79 from 2008. In the middle here, we have the MMS 249 from 2014, which was a Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah.
And then this latest one on the right, again, it hasn't gone up for pre-order, and I didn't see the MMS number, unless I missed it, but 2025, so I just put the year. The ones on the photos on the left are the prototypes, obviously. Those are the announcement prototype photos, not the final in-hand figures. So, but again, it's just to kind of give you an idea of what they look like before. So this is, I'm showing photos here of the masked version, the mask sculpts.
Not to interrupt you real quick, the MMS 79, that looks like a Star Race, 2025 figure.
Even with the mask, it still looks like Star Race.
That's the Artisan edition. Yeah, that's it.
Artisan Star Race. Okay, here we go. So this is the mask. You think that looks like Star Race. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So unmasked sculpts. You ready for this one? Same figures. Here we go. Bam. So far left, MMS 79, unmasked sculpts, MMS 249 here in the middle. Again, Toy Fair exclusive 2014. And then the latest one on the right, 2025. And I used the sculpted version, I wanted to kind of do, apples to apples. I didn't want to do the Artisan, of course. But there you go. And you can see the progress, the improvement from the first one to this most recent one. Yeah, so this is going to be the third iteration of Bank Robber Joker.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, go ahead, Moose. I'm sorry.
No, say which one? How many of these do you have? Do you have all three? Wait, hold on. Before you say anything, I'm gonna guess. Me and Trump are gonna guess. I'm gonna say you have one other one. So I'm gonna say you have one of the previous two. Go ahead, Trimbles.
The universe is telling me all of them. This is what the universe is telling me. All right.
So you think he has the previous two?
Yes.
Okay. What's the answer here, Moose?
I have the MMS 249. It's in a box up here. I can see it. It has a sideshow sticker, the sideshow exclusive sticker on it. So I have that one with the Joker mask, that white box cover. I don't think I have the 79. I know I have either an MMS 68. Oh, that's the Joker before the regular Joker in the purple coat from MMS 68. I got like in last year for like $100 in the box.
Yeah.
And so I think but I don't think I've never seen the 79 anywhere offered. Unless it's on eBay. But you can tell, the evolution of the head sculpt and the hair and everything like that. Look how nice the hair is in 2014. That one. And look how cloth it is. But look, I mean, in a way, the hair is better on the 2008 figure compared to the 2014 figure. And so I don't know, the face sculpt isn't as good as probably the middle one. So, I mean, it is what it is. The technology improves. I'm surprised even. Look how so it's under 100. Anything under 100 is iffy. You can get screwed. If you get too many of those. Things that start falling apart. But. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard anything bad things about the 2008 one. I don't know. You tell me if you heard anything bad about it. I mean, they're going to continue. They'll make a fourth one eventually in 2029 or 2032. They'll make it if it's still in business. They'll make another one. Why not?
Yeah, because people will still buy it. I'm telling you. Yeah. And by the way, curse you, universe, you lying bastard and shit. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you could tell the evolution of the sculpts and shit in the manufacturing. I mean, the 79 looks like, I don't know what's going on with the hair. That's chunky as fuck. There is no skin division, nothing. 249 looks like it still holds up, but the sculpt is not accurate as it is on 25. That doesn't look like Heath. That looks more like somebody who's just mad that they're being sculpted. I don't know why. Like he has a pissed off face with the ear.
Or the how in what was it, the Dark Knight, the beginning of Dark Knight Rises, there was all those faux Batmans. We're all trying to be like, this is like a faux Joker. They're trying to be Jokers, some dude. Yeah.
You're right. But Star Race does good work, back in 2008.
Back in 2008. Ashley saying the Joker in the middle had a bad night. Yeah,
So,
he did.
he smelled a fart, or somebody didn't give him the drink he wanted, or some shit.
Yeah, he is pissed.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The hair in the MMS 249 is like a downgrade. They took a step back, Hot Toys it, but I think actually all around, both the face sculpt and the hair is kind of weird. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, of course, this newest prototype, I think they nailed it, man. It looks pretty good. Yeah, the hair looks good too. Like you guys were saying, I agree that sculpted hair looks awesome. Shout out to Vita, aka her geeky side. Looks like ramen noodles. There, those kind of look like ramen noodles. Right. Yeah. So
that's when you don't put enough water in.
I know ramen noodles. They don't look like that.
Yeah, I know you know. If anyone knows, Moose, I know you would know.
Well, if they cooked right, this is like undercooked ramen noodles right there.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, like raw hardened.
Yeah, like you didn't leave it, hot enough and shit, whatever. You don't boil it.
Yeah. For those that don't get that one, she was on a previous stream. We were talking about the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and she had mentioned that the hair looked like noodles to her. The sculpted hair looked like noodles. And that was on a previous stream. But so now, like, I can't unsee that. But, it just kind of reminded me of that. Yep. So, going back here to the blogger photos, it's just, I think it looks good. I'm tempted. But the only thing, like I said, holding me back is because I already have a purple version. I'm honestly kind of tempted to get the Artisan because, again, the fact that it comes with 2 sculpts, and I can if that's 100% confirmed, and that is the case, I can put one of those, like the one without the mask, on the purple suit, and that'll be the Artisan. But again, because of how the Artisan has been going, and Moose touched on something earlier too, which he kind of stepped out, but again, because of that, there's like a slight hesitancy now because of the early beginnings of the Hot Toys hair and the orange glue, and that people were kind of, it seems like it's more glued than actually implanted, like what the actual word implant stands for.
I'm seeing more people lean towards in-art if they want to go rooted, and I'm seeing more people go sculpted if they want to go hot toys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get it, but then I mean, to each his own. I think it looks okay, but I get the trepidation with the blue versus, you don't want like fucking your figure shedding,
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I was going to, and I get it too. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to look in here, but again, this is just a prototype. But what I was going to say is, I think to what Moose was saying and to what you're touching on, I think if it is in fact including 2 head sculpts, I wonder if they're doing that to kind of bring people back in to be like, okay, you know what? We messed up in the beginning, so here's like now 2 head sculpts to try to make Artisan worth it, quote unquote, right? To kind of see if, like, I don't know. Again, if that is the case, I'm just speculating here.
But see, I'd be surprised if the sculpt with the mask is fully rooted, because that'd be like overkill. Like, all you need to do is like the back and maybe a little bit of the, like how it is right now, right? Yeah, up to right here. If it's fully rooted, that's nuts. I think that'd be like a waste, because you never see you never see like the rest of the head. The mask.
That's true. So,
maybe
I agree.
I think they were shaving a couple of yaks, whatever they use for the hair and shit. They had some leftovers to fucking put on there. No,
I agree. Like, it wouldn't make sense. If you can't see it, but then again, there's some collectors who just like, you know what, I'm paying for it. I want everything rooted, even if I can't see it. And I'm sure some collectors would be pissed.
I got you.
Which, I mean, I can appreciate if they did the whole thing, because it's like, extra attention to detail, right? And so I get that perspective of it. That is like the appreciation, and again, if you're trying to get what you paid for it, I can see that. So there's like, it's both sides of it. It's like that kind of goes back to that also, that whole like, should a figure have as much articulation as possible, even for those figures or characters that don't pose like dynamically? Like, does it make sense for them to have, it's like both sides of
like that, like Hulk shouldn't be doing the things that Spider-Man did.
Right. So it's like some people want it to have that because they're paying for it. Others will be like, well, I'm not going to put in those poses anyways because this character doesn't do that. And others are like, well, I want to have the option. So I see both sides. It's just, again, to each their own. Just like, it's your money, and we all see value differently of what you want
to, what's your intention with the figure? What do you want to do with it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was cool.
But yeah, so we'll see. It's a maybe for me. It's a maybe. Again, I got to see how this comes out, and the Artisan might be out of the question if I wait too long. That might be again limited to 3,000. Hasn't gone for pre-order yet, so again, keep it locked on your emails, notifications, your sideshow, whatever. If you are trying to get this thing, good luck to all of you who are gonna attempt to get this. Hopefully, it's not a quote unquote shit show, as someone called it, to get this.
Yeah, it's like Sideshow lately has been like one queue great, next queue one queue great, next queue
yeah.
So, we'll see. But good luck to anybody who's trying to get
this. For sure. Let me just chat here before we go on to our last announcement here of the stream of the night of the day. Let's see here. Of course, you think that they're going to be thinking like they all look like crap to him. Of course, he's definitely not a Nolan fan, so that's to be expected from Figure in a Bubble. Needless to say, he's not getting any of these. Let's see here. 24 Figure in a Bubble. I was saying 249 looks like really Yoda here. I don't know about that one.
He's not that wrong. I thought he called him. I was like, maybe.
I don't see it personally, but that's just.
Yeah, I got it.
I might be glitching here.
Oh, you're gonna
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Because my StreamYard is taking a while to respond to the comments here.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We got I don't know if this VS or Versus. Thank you for joining us, coming through this weekend, this evening on the stream, saying Joker low-key looking like he coming out of Deal or No Deal.
That's funny. Sure. Okay, I'll look the one.
Yeah. You're talking about the middle one here, this 249 Versus?
Funny.
Yeah. Deal or No Deal?
No deal. Nice.
All right.
No deal.
Anyone else got a no deal? Yeah. Anyone else? Any thoughts on Bank Robber Joker?
I'm good.
Here. All right, here we go. Last one. All right, again, out of nowhere, we got a tease for this, but I didn't see this coming. But final figure, we have the other Artisan that was announced and sculpted as well. They have a sculpted version. This is Sam from Death Stranding 2. So this is up for, wait, let me see, make sure. No, wait, is it? No, sorry, not up for pre-order yet. So there's another one that has not gone up for pre-order last I looked, of course, but I did the mental or the mathematic gymnastics here, some math foo. So 3 versions of this one. So there's the Artisan Deluxe. No, so flip it around. Normal, Deluxe, and then Artisan Deluxe. So the Artisan only comes in the Deluxe version. There's no normal Artisan. So you got 3 SKUs here apparently. So the normal, again, converting per secret base post and with the sideshow increase, you're looking at around 405 USD for the normal. Deluxe will be 444 USD, and then Artisan, here we go, brace yourselves, 530 USD for the Artisan. Again, those are just estimates. If I did those correctly, again, this is converted from Hong Kong dollars and then incorporating I'm estimating a 23% sideshow increase there. So again, give or take $5 or $10 from that price. So that could change. Just again, that's just to give you an idea of the pricing here. So yeah, Artisan, I think that's, it's pretty high. Like I said, 530 USD. Artisan will be limited to 4,000 units on that one. 12 sitting over just under over 12 inches, so 31 centimeters for this one. 30 points of articulation. So he'll have the articulation there in theory. Whether you'll be able to get that range with all this stuff on him, we'll see. Also comes with a special edition metal card in a display case that you can see there. So you will have. It's interesting. I forgot to check when maybe one of you confirm. I don't know if each of those 3 versions will have a special edition, or if it's only the deluxe. I'll have to double check here. But while you guys are giving your thoughts, so the differences between the 3 versions. So they're all going to come with this base minimum here. You can see all this stuff here on the bottom. This is everything that the all 3 figures will come with, all versions I should say. So that is the head sculpt with rolling eyes, a luminous effect on the suit, detachable exoskeleton armor parts, 9 hands, something called I haven't played this game, so I'm familiar with it, but I haven't played it yet. So something called a strand, a pistol. He'll have a assault rifle, a folded blood boomerang that's attachable to his harness, He'll have a plethora of items that are attachable magnetically to his backpack. Some other items that you can attach to his harness. I don't know if those are also magnetic or not. Let's see. Containers. He'll have a couple of separate containers to fit either in his backpack or on his suit. A BB pod, which is, if you played the game, like I'm just familiar with this. I don't know how it works, but there's a baby and hence BB in the pod that this character has with him, and so that BB pod has 2 interchangeable cases to show different statuses. Again, that's like a game thing. I'm not sure what that is. And then your basic hexagon Hot Toys stand. So that's what comes with all versions. So the deluxe. Now going on to the deluxe, you look at what we got here. The deluxe is everything in this orange box here, minus the wool hair implantation. Obviously, that's the only thing that's going to come with the Artisan here. But both the Artisan Deluxe and the standard or the Sculpted Deluxe are going to come with extra blood boomerang in an open state. So that's, this right here, this thing that that obviously looks like a boomerang. So that thing, 2 rubber pizzas. I guess that's in reference to some pizza dough technique. I don't know what that is, but he comes with them. 2 rubber pizzas, extra cargo container in a damaged state, and then that LED lit diorama figure base with that red cube thing here. So that's a deluxe version. And then again, Artisan will just come with the rooted wool head sculpt there, but all of them have rolling eyes. So yeah, that's a lot of it. I mean, he has a lot of shit, man. He's like a lot of stuff you can attach to him. So probably why the higher price on this in general, just all around. He comes with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I see the armor too. Okay.
Yeah, here's the detachable battle skeleton pieces. They just show here on his legs. I don't know if that's throughout his whole body or just on there, but yeah. So I'll turn over to you, Moose. You getting any version of this, or what do you think?
I know less about this IP than I did about Kamen Rider. I have no idea what this is, but Norman Reedus, I recognize his face, and I'd like to take his head sculpt and put it on that Joel body, from the Last of Us figure, and then you would have like a Walking Dead, Norman Reedus, But I don't. 1 second, my water's boiling. 1 second, I'll be right back. I'll turn it off.
Moose is getting the tea ready, or the coffee.
Hey.
What about you? While he's doing that, Tremble Dust, what are your thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, initially I put the middle finger up when I heard the price of this shit. But with the accessories, I get it to a point. Okay, I to my knowledge, this game is basically a UPS simulator. You're just delivering. The baby thing is kind of cool and weird at the same time. Kojima, I mean, he's a legend. He's a goat. Respect him. This game, I tried to play it. The first one, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I literally was doing that. Like, huh?
Yeah.
The scope looks fucking dope. That is
it does.
That's him, definitely. The accessories, as a figure, the shit looks dope. And I kind of get the price. I wouldn't get it just because I'm not into this IP and but like artistic wise, if you're looking at it as a figure, it looks fucking great and shit. But I didn't kiss my ass on the price. And I'm not going to be having a guy with a incubator on his fucking chest and shit like that and stuff, carrying on a baby, whatnot. But that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Artisan Joker was over $500. It was like $515 or the $530. I forgot what the Artisan Joker was when it was announced. It wasn't $400. I think it was like, I know the sculpted Joker, for the Artisan version was like $380, but the first Artisan Joker was over $500. I mean, they're giving you a lot of stuff here, with the Artisan head. I can go look it up. We can look it up, But but I think it was like $515, even though you're never gonna get it again from Sideshow. I don't think, unless they find one in their warehouse, and then all of a sudden they put it on one of their streams. Oh, look what we found! What a chance! Come get it. So I mean, it's not that crazy a price. I mean, look at the stuff and look at that, and look at Cain. RoboCain's about the same, a little even cheaper than what they're getting here. I mean, you're not getting an Artisan head on the RoboCain, So Let's see. I'm
yeah,
just curious.
the RoboCain is like,
Yes.
yeah. Let me know when you find that. But in the meantime,
Yeah.
so RoboCain is going, as a reminder, 525 USD, and then the Artisan Sam here, excuse me, from Death Stranding is 530 USD estimate. Again, it's an estimate, give or take. It hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, so it could be, it might be less, it might be more, I don't know. But even again, the base all around, the price, you know, it's up there. Like I said, the normal sculpted is 405 USD estimate. Again, that's an estimate, which we're looking at the sculpted version. But yeah, I think it's, again, just most likely because all the stuff he comes with, he just comes with a lot of stuff, and that's probably what's driving up the price there on that.
Yeah, and is the baby Artisan too? I mean, come on, if it's not, then it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. I doubt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it has any hair, but if you can even open it, it does have 2 interchangeable covers on that pod. But yeah, and here's like you can see a photo here of the I think I showed it earlier. Where there's like the containers are in the back pouch. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people could even say like this is their representation of themselves as a collector, like, you know, their day in the life of a collector. Yeah, with all this shit on there.
You don't get figured
Yeah, a collector, figure for the collector.
Literature right now, I guess.
What's that?
I mean, this is like, I think the guy just walks and walks and walks. You know.
Yeah.
And you're like walking and walking and walking. You know, on this thing. Stranding. You know, if I never see this again, I'll never cry again about it. Like, I mean, you know, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me because I don't play video games. So even the greatest video game in the world, I'll never know because I can't play them. I'm just too inept at it. You know, I don't have that kind of reflection. I'd rather play like I did play Nintendo Switch bowling, and I was great at that. You know, but I don't really need to go pay for it. I don't need to. I will go to my friend's house and play if he invites me, but I don't need to play it every day. I don't need to play anything every day. Let's start focusing on getting some be productive. You know, that's what I say. You know, I need to get more productive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You don't have to be, like you mentioned earlier, you don't have to be a fan of the source material to get like a figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Really into it. I know. I'm sure there are people like look at Spider-Man, right? Like the Spider-Man from the PS. The PlayStation games, I'm sure there are people who got that just because they're fans of Spider-Man or some of the other figures, right? The Arcane figures, not Arcane, the League of Legends figures from the game, not from Arcane, right? So I was tempted by some of those. I didn't pick them up, but yeah, I can see getting those just because they're fans of that character or how it looks. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Moose. I have no attachment to this. This does look good. I agree with Trimble does. This just looks like an overall great figure. I mean, for any of you who picked this up, you have accessories to use with the other 6-scale figures, right? It's just there's so much that it comes with. It's like, damn.
Yeah, it does.
And so, but for those who aren't familiar with Death Stranding, this is from Death Stranding 2. Then this is obviously the sequel to the first one, but this is like Trimble mentioned, developed by Hideo Kojima. He was the person behind Metal Gear Solid, so he's the one that also developed Metal Gear Solid franchise, and so he did those, and then he left Konami and he went on to he created his own studio and made this game. I think this was the first one from his studio, right?
When he left, Well, I'm sorry, when he left, man.
When he
left,
went his own way.
Exactly.
From Konami, So.
See, but my thing is too, like, so you just gotta have one figure from the IP, and that's it. Because I can't remember some of the other characters in the game.
I couldn't even tell you, man. I just remember, like, I heard someone mention whales, and there's like some black ooze or goo or something, and I don't know anything about this.
Disrespect to the IP. I mean, if you love the game, fine. I was just running around falling because the backpack.
There are some people that like this though. Like, I don't know. I've heard people who say they actually love this game. So I just never tried it. So I don't know. I can't really fairly judge it. But
I had to just because of the talk. I'm like, okay, let me try it. Because if you just watch the trailer, you're like, oh, okay. And then on top of that, it's from Kojima. So you're like, that's a fan base right there. Or pre-installed fan base. You're like, you got to try it. You know, but like, I don't know. No. That's just me. No, I mean, I still play video games when I can. Now, Mass Effect figures, I get. That's one of my favorite franchises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I'll get. But like Nier, well, yeah, maybe. But like, yeah, this, not for me. But anybody who's a fan, yeah, I think this is a great figure. I mean, just production value wise, it looks great and shit.
Yeah,
but,
like you mentioned, like the head sculpt, man, just already that's Norman Reedus, man.
They nailed him. But I agree with Moose because I'd pop that head off if you could, and pop it on another figure.
Body.
The Walking Dead, yeah. Because I don't know, did anyone do a Daryl 1/6 scale? Yeah.
I don't know if anybody, it would have been an official one. It would have been 3-0, but I don't know if they did it or not.
Yeah, they did Michonne. They did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing.
I don't know. I don't know if they can afford the guy. 3-0 to afford his license.
Yeah, I don't know what they do.
Not sure. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with Trimble. Like I mentioned, like we mentioned here with Kamen Rider, there's a fan base there. Same thing with this.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't make figures from the first game, and so it's cool to see that they actually made figures from that game in general. And so I guess maybe
you know what video game I really like to play? Solitaire. I love that Solitaire.
Oh man,
hey.
Should have guessed that Solitaire.
Solitaire.
I was gonna say Tetris. But Solitaire is a good runner.
Oh, I mean Tetris is cool too. I haven't played that. I had that. We used to have a Game Boy. We used to play that. I got pretty good at that game. But I don't. I mean, I remember shark. I was shooting the shark, in a game at the arcade, and it was so exciting during, back in the '70s, and you saw the 3 seconds of blood come out of the shark when you shot it. That was great, Asteroids,
Yeah,
Asteroids from Walmart. You can get that now. Asteroids and Centipede. And Miss Pac-Man and stuff like that.
You can download it back.
I gotta step out, boys. I got some dinner to have. It's getting late over here, and I haven't had anything. So I'm gonna step out now and say my goodbyes. I appreciate the opportunity to come meet with you guys. I like you, Jay, and I'll help you out as much as I can. Trimble Dust. I'll always talk to you on either here or collector's figure. You guys are great. And I still love my Mantis. It's still sitting up there next to Deadpool. Deadpool's hitting on her, and so.
Yeah, much love, Moose. I appreciate the support, man. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on. Have a good weekend, man. Have a good night. Well, I'll see you in the chats.
Bye, buddy.
Take it easy.
Later, man.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna dash, but not now and stuff.
Well, actually, no. I was gonna say this was the last one here. So if you wanted to say anything else, we're actually done.
Okay. Well, damn. Great figure. Not gonna get it. I did it. Anybody wants to get it, more power to you. I'm not hating on it. It's just weird that they just made a figure for part 2 and not part 1. Because I think part 1 had more. What's the one I'm looking for? Like hype than part 2.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because it was new.
Yeah, and it's Kojima, the whole hype about that. The whole controversy about that. But it looks good. Looks good, but I have other things that are priority. I can't be going with this one.
Yeah, I heard that.
Great, looks great, man. Great.
Since you jumped on a little bit later, anything you want to go back and talk about since you have a little more time, or are you good?
Okay, Superior Iron Man.
Yes, sir. Let me bring him up.
It grabbed the shit out of me. Interest wise, I was like, oh shit, okay. At first, I was like, I don't need him, and I'm looking, I'm like, Then I found out about the USB and like all the lighting, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay, you know what? This might be a sleeper, so I might have to get on that. So I signed up for the RSVP, and I just got the notification, and I looked at the price, and I'm like, oh, you know what? It's not that great, and plus it looks like a fingerprint magnet.
Yeah.
Because I think if you breathe on it, it'll
So what are your? I'm still tempted by this because the head sculpt and just like the engineering, that's the
main thing is the USB. I think it's USB on both the figure and the stand, because I swore I saw two separate USB cables. Okay, it is. So, and I'm a comic dude, so like I actually like Superior Iron Man. And remember when Listerine Iron Man came out, and then a third party came out with a Tony, like not Tony Stark. It was a like an Iron Man head sculpt, but it looked like damn, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna buy that and make my own Superior Iron Man shit, but I just let that go. And now this comes out, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I gotta see. You know what? Because I've been kind of behaving on my pre-orders, so I've been kind of saving. I don't have that many POs these days, so this might be a might, but I think this might be a sleeper. Real talk.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It looks good, but the price is what's turning me off. But I might change my mind later. Maybe I'll eat some ramen noodles from the lunches or something like that. Maybe I could go in on it. I don't know. I'll see. I gotta see.
Yeah, reuse the broth from the noodles to make something else.
Yeah. Save the pot.
Yeah. Man. Like, I mean, I did mention, I'm kind of tempted, but again, I have the Mark II. That's Chrome, so I'm good on that. Yeah. And I think I'm only, like you said, I'm trying to be selective with my Iron Man. I just got that Stealth Mark III earlier that just went up, and so that's badass. I really like that one. That was one I really wanted to get. This one, I'm just more like intrigued than anything. So I guess maybe I'll hold off and see how it comes out. But what are your thoughts on how they implemented the lighting and how everything's connected in the whole single USB on the
looks
figure?
Good. I mean, I'm curious about that. I want to see how it works.
What are your thoughts on how they incorporate it though? Like, is it contacts, wires in the inside, or what?
I'm not too worried about that. It's only, you know what? Well, I mean, you think they'd be smart enough to know, like, with the points of articulation, so it wouldn't interfere with the, with the contacts. By the way, that looks fucking nuts. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that picture right there. Do you have it on right now? That looks nuts with the helmet. Shit. Okay, that looks clean as fuck, in my opinion. And
look at these lights right here.
Yeah, the lights here, and the ones in the shoulders, the ones that got all that. I see what you're saying with the concern. It's just that you think they think ahead and make it so whatever pose you put it in, it shouldn't interfere with the contact points. But we'll see when final product releases and shit. But I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm willing to give it a try, but I have to get more convinced to pull the trigger on it because of the price and shit. But other than that, it looks clean as fuck.
Yeah, it does. You know what? Now that I think about it, and looking at this, I think it might be contacts, or at least on certain points, because like for the hands, for example, it has other hands that you can swap out, right? Yeah. So how else are they? It wouldn't be a wire that connects to this hand, because you can see there's an LED here on the palm like the other Iron Man. So how would they do that?
You'd have to to complete the circuit. Yeah, you have to have red zones. So you can't.
Yeah, they would have.
You wouldn't put that'd be stupid. You put it right here. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to see the schematics.
I was gonna say, because there's a figure, wasn't there? I want to say maybe Star Wars figures where you can remove the forearm. They have interchangeable forearm, and I think there's contacts on that, and then that lights up. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the figure. That happened.
I don't know if it was a Jedi or like a Sith or some sort of Star Wars figure, but I remember seeing that.
Jedi. I'm not 100%, but I know what you're talking about. I mean, the only thing is if there's contacts on the removable forearm, you have to keep those contacts clean and shit.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
But to me, that would be only a concern if you constantly swap out. You know what I'm saying? The forearms and shit. Yeah. If you just do it once or twice, I don't think there's gonna be a problem and shit. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, yeah, because now what's curious is that you see there's LEDs on the helmet, but when you swap out for the face sculpt, there's no LEDs. So
yeah, that could further. Also with the whole contact situation, it might work that way, where the contacts are on the neck here on the bottom. Kind of like I mentioned this on I think when we talked about maybe the Hono Iron Man, we were trying to figure out how they were going to incorporate those LEDs with the magnet activated. Yeah. I had mentioned I have the 3-0 War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, and that is so that one is unique where most of the 3-0, the DLX Optimus Primes, they only have the light up eyes, but the War for Cybertron ones, the eyes and the chest light up, and the way they did that is what we're talking about. You put the batteries in the head, So, but you can remove the head and you put the batteries in. But once you put it in, there's contacts at the bottom. So once you push it all the way down, then the chest also lights up. So that's the chest and the eyes are powered from the batteries in the head on that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm thinking it may be contacts all around, but so what you're saying, like I mentioned earlier, yeah, there might be concerns with the contacts wearing out over time, or like losing connection, being loose, or dirt or whatever getting in them.
Yeah, my thing is, I think that would be only concern if you constantly are swapping out shit. If you do it like once or twice, I don't. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm assuming that they had the foresight to take that into consideration. You know?
Yeah.
If they didn't, then they're idiots. I'm sorry. Yeah, this will probably work for us.
Yeah, no, hopefully, man. We had that discussion, and they're coming up with those, the idea of this. Yeah, hopefully that was brought up, but I mean, you know. There's pros and cons, right? It's going to have, like I mentioned earlier, this is the first of Iron Man to have this, so there's probably going to be some things that they could improve in the future, and things they didn't account for that are going to happen, and they'll improve on that. So, yeah, exactly. So there may be some issues.
You know,
hopefully not too many. What's up?
It'd be dope if his eyes lit up on the face sculpt, because if I'm remembering correctly, that's how it was in the comics. I think his eyes could light. I'm not on. Yeah, it's been a while since I read the Spear Iron Man, because I think his eyes did light up a little bit, or could, and that's a decent ass sculpt. I like the sculpt. I like the mustache.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have kind of cleaned it up a little, you know, just me. No, I kind of lined them up a little better.
Yeah, no, I don't know what to say. I was about to say, actually, he looks like he got lined up pretty well there on person. But
I mean, give me $10, I can line you up nice. I can make that shit connect. But yeah, I heard some people say that he looks like Howard Stark and not Tony. No, not really. Yeah, but no, it looks good. But my main concern is the fingerprint, because I like eating Cheetos and, like, you know, Doritos and shit like that. I won't be able to touch the motherfucker shit there.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the next variant Iron Man with like the red spots, the polka dot Iron Man.
Yeah, it'd be just a cheater.
Yeah,
that'd be my version.
The flaming hot Iron Man.
That's exactly how. But I mean, are you definitely gonna go in on it, or you kind of you're 50-50 or 70-30 or?
I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to be good, man. Like I said, I'm mostly tempted because of the just like, again, like this is like the first of its kind, and it does look bad. The head sculpt also is tempting me, but I'm trying to like slow it down on my Iron Man. And again, this is pricey. I guess the Iron Man in general pricey, and I have like our chromed version of an Iron Man, which again the Mark II. Which is clean. So I don't know, but again, maybe down the line, if if I get it like secondhand or something, and someone's getting rid of it, and it's like a cheap price. But then also the concern, like we were just talking about, right, is like the longevity of this whole single USB powered function is going to work, right?
So it shouldn't use that much wattage. I don't see this being like a high wattage shit. That it shouldn't be. But like, I mean, just because it's innovative, it's like the first of its kind type of shit, that gets me more curious. And and plus on top of that, I don't have anywhere to put this motherfucker and shit. I'm like, but here's the ironic thing with me, at least. If I get this will make me want to get the other video game figures, like the Agent Venom.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Because I'm getting the Agent Venom from RevelTech, the 112, because the way my play is, like, basically I have my movie representation is like 1/6, and my comic book representation is 1/12. Gotcha. So that's how I do it. But this motherfucker right here has got me thinking, you know what? I could squeeze at least 1 or 2 video games, because I'm getting Doom, and that's
Hot Toys one.
He's not. What is he? He's not. What's he? Comic book series? I don't.
Yeah, he's comic.
He's comic. So that'll rock. But this and the Agent Venom, I was this close. I don't no. I'm getting the RoboCop one, so but I might have to change. But and on top of that, I got the Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I got to marinate. I got to behave. You know, my credit score is actually going up a little bit. I don't want it to plug it back down and shit.
Yeah, you can have a superior shelf. Do they have any other superior versions of characters besides Spider-Man and Iron Man? Do you know?
I think there is, but I have to do some digging. They're not as popular as these two, as Superior Spider-Man and Superior Iron Man, but I think there are. Don't quote me on it.
I wonder if
I don't know. Okay.
I was gonna say, I wonder if that's where Hot Toys is going with this, because is that a coincidence, or you think that just happened to be like the characters they wanted to do were both superior versions, or do you think they're actually pursuing like a superior line of like these comic characters?
That would be amazing that they actually are aware enough to do like a superior line and shit like that, even though the characters are not that popular. I mean, not well known like that. I'm not gonna say popular, but not well known to like general public and shit. That'd be kind of interesting. But I'd have to research to find out exactly what the other superior figures would be and shit like that. It's not like there's a whole crew. Okay.
Yeah. And I was saying, on second thought, I mean, technically the Superior Spider-Man is based on the game, not from the comics. So maybe it is just a coincidence. So
if they did a comic one, I might have to sell this one and get the, because the comic one. If they came out with a Peter Parker head sculpt on a Superior Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah, that's something they haven't done in general, like a comic Peter Parker, right? I don't think they have. Hot Toys?
You might be right.
I don't know. Let me know in the chat or in the comments. I could probably look it up later, but I don't think I recall seeing a comic-based head sculpt for Peter Parker.
Nah, not head sculpt. Hey, not a face sculpt. I don't.
No. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah. You might be on. We might have to. Well, you know what? We'd have to do a campaign. Superior Marvel. Okay, we have to do it.
Campaign. Add that to the campaign for the. Where's Okoye? Where's Wong? Where's Dormelage?
Man, listen, actually, Okoye first. Then we'll work on Wong.
I'll take it back.
Yeah, but you know what? I have him on my spreadsheet, but it's like left blank, so I'll decide whether or not to get the guy. So.
You're talking about this figure's on your spreadsheet?
Yeah, Superior.
Okay, gotcha. Superior.
And then real quick to touch on the Mark III, why?
Why? Yeah. You know why.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Yeah, I know. What? A suit up? Mark III? Bro. Okay, I guess. Again, you're right. It's gonna sell. Yeah, people are gonna buy it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd like an Ironmonger 2.0, but apparently I'm asking too much. So, whatever. That's just me. I'd like one.
No. Yeah, no. I think. I could have sworn I saw somebody else mention in the chats Ironmonger also. They're on that campaign as well.
Probably me. Yeah, I saw it.
Maybe it was you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I just remembered also when we talked about the previous suit up, Iron Man suit up. I forget which one. It might have been the Mark 7. I did a comparison. I showed, I should say, of all the previous suit up versions. So if I remember, I'll put that in the description as well. I'll put a link to that. And so I should have updated it here for this as well to kind of show all of them side by side. But yeah, there's a few of them out there already, suited versions. And so check that episode. We'll hot talk, and like I said, I'll put it in the description below if I remember. But yeah, there's quite a few suited versions, and so this is just the latest edition. There was a 7, there's a 5. Yeah.
Again, I guess. I guess the regular. Yeah, I mean, but whatever. And that War Machine would be nice.
They haven't done it.
A comic version of Rescue probably wouldn't sell, but that'd be cool. Or
I don't think I recall. I have to go back and look and see what War Machine was.
Yeah, but she had more of the Rescue. She had more of the hot red and gold motif when she first
did
her armor. Yeah, in the comics.
Oh, damn. I don't remember that at all. I gotta go check that out then.
Yeah. And then let's see what. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else Iron Man you could probably do. There's a bunch. I'm
sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll find more they can do.
I mean, if anything, honestly, people have been wanting the Starburst. Starboost or Starburst? I can't remember.
Starburst. The one that goes to Starburst. Yeah.
The Starburst. That's the stunt. That do a 2.0 of that.
Yeah, Beam. I think as Beam in the chat out there earlier, he was talking about redoing the house party protocol.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Starburst.
With the proper scaling, because I think
go back and redo those, and like Blue is saying here, make them USB. Yeah, all Iron Man's going forward better be USB.
I think that's First of all, that tech has been around since like 1975. What the fuck are you doing, guys?
Yeah. First of all, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's obvious in my opinion. But again, I'm thinking logic and Hot Toys and logic sometimes don't go together. So
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we've always questioned their tactics.
Yeah.
Let me. My bad. We got Yomo in the chat. What is up, Yomo? I saw you come in earlier. My bad, but I forgot to bring you up. Appreciate you coming through, Yomo. This is one of the few Iron Man figures I've been excited to see in a while. Are you talking about the Superior or the Mark III suit up?
Oh, he's talking Superior. We had a conversation.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I know Yomo is also a comic book guy as well. So he's in. If I'm not mistaken, Yomo, let me know. I think you're into the comic book characters as well. But yeah, Storm or S-Beam, Star Boost.
Thank
yeah.
You. Sorry with the Starburst. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's another armor. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's another one, different one.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, man.
But what do you think is going to be the next? The next comic rendition, comic inspired figure. Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, again, it could be anything. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So like they've done obviously. So I'm trying to think about it. Spider-Man, Iron Man, of course. You said Agent Venom. What else? Another popular. They did Doom, which we didn't see coming. I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So
they're so random with it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Maybe so. Doom is the. I think. For the most part, I think he's the only one like in his element, right?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have. There's no comic versions of his counterparts or something to pair with him, right?
It's not released to date. I know.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe they might come out something related, Doom related, to him as the next comic iteration. So here, I don't know.
It looks like all the comic ones are standalone because, like, I mean, look at it. You have like you have Agent Venom.
Yeah,
then you have
true.
Iron Man. Then you have like what else? War Machine, Punisher, War Machine. But that was a video game, right? That was a comic.
Yeah, you got the classic ones also though.
True. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm shocked they haven't come out with like a comic Spider-Man. You're right. Sure.
No, they did the classic Spider. Oh, but that's the game. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they did a re-release.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have X-Men, except for besides Wolverine, bastards. You know, Colossus.
There you go.
Right? Yeah. I'm just saying.
X-Men's back. I mean, it's hotter than ever, if not the same.
And yet,
X-Men big.
And yes, it's dry. There hasn't been like any real 1/6 X-Men announcements and shit.
Up until the movie comes out,
Yeah.
But
that's gonna be the movie version, yeah. So nice to have a Rogue, nice to have a Storm, Black Suit. Thank you.
Rogue.
A Jubilee. I take a Jubilee. How about that? Okay.
I know I mentioned this before, but a Dark Phoenix. I know people would say a Phoenix first, but I'm more of a fan of the Dark Phoenix. I would want that first. I'd still get a regular Phoenix also, the standard one, but yeah.
Cyclops, they probably make that. Try to do that shit.
Still waiting on that present toys.
Or Professor X in the wheelchair, classic, not the updated.
Yep.
That'd be great, for sure.
So Ash Chase saying, this is what I was kind of thinking too. Unless Hot Toys does comic Fantastic Four to go to him. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, but then Tremble
I'd be surprised if they do that.
Brought up the point that a lot of these are kind of standalone-ish. But that's where my initial thought was going, Ash Chase, is that something like a Fantastic Four because it would make sense now since the movie versions came out, right? They did those. Maybe something Fantastic Four related in the comic line to go with that.
Like,
so
Mole Master, something that'd be funny.
Mole Man, yeah.
Mole Man shit.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. It'd be nice. Oh, a comic Hulk. Everybody doing comic. Some people.
That would be a good one. Oh, that would be a good one. I can see them possibly doing that. Comic Hulk.
Yeah, either them or Hano and shit. Well, Hano's come out with the Thor, but we don't know what happened that could.
No, actually, that's possible too because it seems like they're doing the Avengers, right? They did Iron Man. They're apparently doing Thor.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe. But I'm with you, man. I want to see more comic. Keep it going, Hot Toys. If you're watching this,
and DC's cool too. I mean, you can throw some DC characters in there, some comic DC.
Keep it going with the Dark Knight Returns line.
No, Azrael is fucking video game. It's not a comic. So that's another one I was thinking about.
Oh yeah, Azrael. Yeah, from The
But you're
Origins,
right,
Batman, Arkham
Yeah.
Origins.
But again, like I said, since it makes sense to us, it's not going to happen much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, it seems like they're still continuing the comic in some fashion. It's just what characters are they going to come out with?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually do. So hopefully it is something different, and they kind of stray off a little bit and do some characters that weren't a lot of people aren't used to seeing.
Omega Red. I'm just saying.
Omega. Oh man, I definitely
dude,
If that
dude.
done right, yeah. Just the villains. If they start doing X-Men villains,
Sabretooth.
Saber, yeah.
Sinister. Oh shit!
Yep. I know we talk about this a lot. Every chance we get, we discuss X-Men. Yeah,
and we will keep continuing to talk about it until that happens.
Yeah, until it's a reality.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, we got through it. That was all the figures, and then some. Appreciate you again for coming through. Even if it was late, it's all good, man. Like I said, anytime you're able, you're available. You're always welcome. Anything you want to plug or shout out before we jump off?
No, not really. I'd just like to congratulate my credit score for going up a point.
Yeah, there we go. Congrats, tremendous credit score.
Yeah, other than that, it's been quiet. I haven't gotten anything new. I'm waiting on invoices and nothing's coming in. So just, sit and wait. See what happens.
Sit and wait.
So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, same, man. I'm still waiting on a few figures that a lot of people are getting. I noticed are getting that are already a couple of months behind, but I'm sure, I'll get it when I get it. Where I get them from, they always come through. It's just a matter of when. So
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man. So thanks again. Thank you all for watching, for tuning in. For those who stayed for the whole thing or jumped in during the stream. For those of you catching the replay, again, much appreciated. I appreciate your time and your support as always. And keep it locked. I'm going to do another figure lowdown. Like I mentioned, that's the stream where I talk about figures in multiple scales outside of the main players. So I'll be doing that, especially with all this news from SDCC and HCG HK. There's a lot of figure news from there that I'm kind of excited to talk about. So hopefully we'll get some announcement from those. But yeah, keep locked on my channel. Of course, subscribe to get those notifications if you haven't already, to see when I'll do my next one, because I know I don't have a set schedule. It's kind of when I have time, being a family man and having stuff going on outside of this hobby. There's other things I got to take care of, so my schedule doesn't always allow me to set a certain time. Priorities, of course. And then I also post on my socials when I'm going to do a stream. So if you choose not, for whatever reason, choose not to subscribe, and you want to keep a lot of my socials, Instagram and Facebook, I also post up on there when I have my next stream. So yeah, other than that, thank you all. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend, or the rest of your week whenever you're watching this. Stay safe out there, and of course, in remembrance of Classy Thomas, enjoy your hobby and have fun playing with your toys, man. So whatever hobby that is, whatever you consider your toys, just enjoy it. And like we said earlier, don't let anyone take that away from you. That's your thing.
Yeah.
And do you. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, all. Later.
Laters.